Pop out chat. Chat is popped out. Waiting. Ha! Hello, I'm Odin, and welcome to my Monday noontime live stream. I'm here today with my co-host Felicia. I will be here today with my co-host Felicia. She's just not here at the moment. Took me a minute to recognize that. But she is here. Toby and Bruno are also here. They're at the door also waiting for Felicia to come back in. And hey, it's noon. And today we're going to continue with our Witcher build. We're going to continue working on the same cosplay we've been working on with all these Monday live streams. Because, hey, that's what the Monday live stream is all about, right? Actually went out and bought eyelets. So I've got eyelets so we can continue with... banging on the table, hammering things together, and hopefully lacing up the sides and getting even closer to having a completed upper body armor for Geralt, for the Witcher, for his basic armor from the Witcher 3 video game. So hey, good morning, guys, or yeah, actually it's probably afternoon for almost everyone else. But it's Monday, and how's it going?
Did you start without me?
It's noon. I let him know. It's like, and I'm here with Felicia.
Hi.
Oh, hey, here we go. Hey, everyone's here, really.
Good morning.
Good morning. See, Bruno's here.
Hi, Bruno. Bruno's not happy I left either.
Of course not. And the internet's favorite coffee cup, yours.
Cheers.
Cheers.
No, not for you.
No, none for you.
None for you.
None for you.
You don't even like
None
coffee.
for you. Click.
So I heard you got eyelets.
I got eyelets, yes. I bought, and that's one of the things I was warning him. I actually put it in the title of the video. Eyelets and grommets. Oh my.
Eyelets, grommets. Which one's the closest? Camera 2's on Bruno's butt.
Oh, perfect. Bruno butt. Out of focus. There you go.
Anyways.
Oh, Bruno's shoulder. Eyelets. So eyelets are basically just tiny grommets, and these are the type where the back end flowers out or spreads out, so it's not two pieces that have to fit together.
Yeah, it has a messier back.
Right, but
it's gonna be on the back.
It's on the back.
Right.
Right. It's just gonna snag the wear, whatever.
Oh, then.
So supposedly each of these little tiny packets have 4 dozen. So there's 48 in this one and 48 in that one. Is 96 going to be enough?
Oh, shit.
What was that?
Your dang.
Oh! I forgot I put that in there. My dang. Here, look, I just talked about how I figured out finally to do a close-up cam. So let's grab number 2 here. Wake up and do this.
There we go. You're not.
I'm not on 2, but I'll go to 2. So, it's a little rubber cockroach.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, you know who gave me that?
Who? I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You gave me 2 of them. They sat over here on the... I found it under the monitor last night. I went, oh, I know what to do with this.
I did give you this.
Yes, you did.
Anyways.
And then I forgot I put it there.
Well, how's your guys' afternoon going?
I just did that last night.
I was not expecting that. Definitely grossed me out.
Well, as far as a rubber insect goes, this is really well done and fairly anatomically correct as far as I can tell. Not that I've looked at a lot of
The
cockroaches.
slight translucentness gives it that extra factor.
And you had done too, and I got a friend who's loves bugs and everything, and he took one. It's like, I want that. Sure.
Right. Yeah. I
Professor
remember
Mojave
reading it
on
now,
Instagram if you want to go bug Steve.
Jeez.
All right. While you're unloading and calming down. Oh,
No more
look
bugs.
what happened.
What happened?
We're unlisted. I forgot to...
So nobody gets to see that? Whew.
No. We'll just have to go...
They'll see it later?
Wow! How do I set this up now?
Are you redoing it?
Oh, that sucks. I forgot it was unlisted because it's left over from the last one. I would have totally double checked that and made sure of it all. Can I not do it now that we're running?
Make it listed?
Cancel.
Are we restarting?
Oh, that sucks. I mean, this will still live, but...
Yay, technical difficulties.
Oh, that's really, really, really a killjoy.
We have to start all over? Where is... I put them right here.
All my settings in one place. All my settings except... There it is. I didn't scroll down. There it is. Public. Done. Save. Now we're public. Wow! The first 5 minutes were hidden. Sorry about that.
I guess you don't get to see those live.
You don't get to see that live. Oh, what a bummer.
Oh no! That was only just really embarrassed. No.
So the first 5 minutes was kind of fun, but it was like, hello, I'm Odin, and welcome to the live stream, and Felicia's not here, and back it up and watch it later, I guess.
Okay.
Wow! So I did a Patreon-only live stream last week, which was unlisted, because it was just for them to watch, right? It was just 20 of us, or whatever it was, and that's all it was. I totally forgot to reset it to public, but I started the live stream today. So we've been going for 5 minutes to nobody, because I didn't share the link with anybody. Sorry about that. Yeah, because I know what I'm doing.
Well, welcome, everybody. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's no longer dusty.
Well, that's good. Dan does junk? No, just didn't press the right button on the stream settings. So if you want to back up to the beginning of this, you should be able to see the beginning, which involves dog butt and rubber cockroaches, and yeah.
Don't worry, you're not missing
those
much.
two things aren't connected. There's no rubber. They're two totally separate subjects.
Anyways. There were how many in this pack? Because I just totally dumped it.
Oh, it was supposed to be 48.
48?
Yeah.
I think 48.
48 is 12 per.
Yeah, 12 per.
12 per, yeah. And they were, half off, so
Yeah.
about 2.
Awesome, because I'd rather have it a whole lot of little,
Yeah, because,
the way things lace, yes.
the way things lace, the way tension works, the way not tearing fabric works, because you put a whole bunch of tension into one little spot, you're going to just tear it.
Yeah, you're going to probably have your most tension right here.
As well as distort
And
it.
here and here. Yeah. So when you are lacing anything, corsets or armor, stuff like that, where you want it to be the tightest, that's where you put your tie end. So if you want to
Do this.
hourglass like a corset, you'd start at the top to the middle and the bottom to the middle and pull.
Oh, okay.
That way because the ends that you pull will always be the tightest end.
Okay.
So when you're lacing up the side of you, knowing that if you start at the top and work your way down, the bottom's going to be tighter than the top.
Okay.
There you can adjust tension and things down, but in general, just kind of keeping that in the back of your head when you have to lace things, it helps.
Okay.
I opened these prematurely, but I wanted to divide them up into.
Well, that's fine. I'll give you a couple little containers you can divide them up into.
4. This one's janky.
Oh! Whole project's ruined. Throw it away.
Bruno!
What's he
He's
doing?
trying to get up on here.
Of course he is. Because he remembers he could do that.
Yeah, but I made it so he couldn't.
Yeah, good.
Alright. 1, 2. Are you sure? I think we should 12 on each side. 5, 10, 11, 12.
Well, I don't know.
I think
12 is well, not even 1 inch. This is more than 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, I want at least that many.
Okay, so at least this many, if not even more than that.
Yeah.
However many you want. They just have to listen to us hammer.
I know.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think it should be 15.
Okay.
That's a good even number in my head. I know it's an odd number, but it's an even number because it's the 1530. Anyways, easy math.
Because reasons.
Reasons.
So
5, 10,
this little
15.
setter is not the right size for this guy. It's interesting. I remember buying this as an eyelet setter, but apparently it is the wrong size for this.
No, I think it's the littler eyelet size.
Yeah. That's why I bought this other pack, just to be sure. So here's one that should be the right size for setting.
Right.
But I've only got one setter, so...
But we can still stab holes on both sides.
Yeah. Oh, bummer. What's this a setter for?
There we go. Bruno.
Ting.
Oh, baby. Yay, eyelets.
Yay, eyelets.
So what are we going to poke the holes with?
Oh, well, you just...
Do you have an owl?
You want
Or
just-
should we do...
I've got an owl. We can do that. We can use a leather punch again.
I think the leather punch was the easiest because we have the 2 layers. I'm not going to expect him to punch through the knit layer,
Okay.
but if we can get through the 2 top layers, the knit layer, we can just wiggle around. It's not going to punch.
Oh, that's the...
People are saying stuff.
They are. Please check on that, because I'm digging for tools now.
Don't lose any pieces to the forbidden floor dimension. Yes. Let's not.
Yes.
Thank you, World of Songs by Arca. I mispronounced that. He said I was pretty, so thank you. I like what Boss Nass says. He says, dude, you have the most soothing voice. How are you not doing radio in your free time?
Thank
What
you.
free time?
What's free time?
Because you are doing podcasts in your free time.
Yeah, kind of. We did a private stream just for patrons, and so effectively podcast, right?
Brought to you by viewers like
Brought to you by viewers like you. And then I have done other podcasts, like Jack of All Trade. I did a podcast on that YouTube channel. I've done podcasts with Nerd Podcast Radio. I've been a guest on a number of other podcasts speaking. But those are the 2 that I've been on more than once. And I'm going to be on it's like Ontario College, I think. It's really bad. I should know this better. So I'm plugging someone else's thing. There's an upcoming GeekCon and on the 4th, and so I'm gonna have a 2-hour stint with them, which is going to be pretty much Q&A and stuff. It was very freeform, which I'm kind of for.
That's
because freeform requires no preparation.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
We are great at that, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Oh.
Am I using the same size hole again as the lacing hole?
Yes.
Yes. No, I don't need to change anything.
It looks perfect. No, actually, could you go down a size?
Go down what size? Yeah, I can
No,
go
that
down
size I think would work, because look at...
Well, what size do you want?
Look at... I think that's just perfect. You're just not going to have any stretch to it. Yeah, the size.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt to do one.
No.
We'll find out. Okay. Well, Lord Khan said he enjoyed the private live stream on Friday, so...
Nice! Con! No. It was great. It was great fun. It was the private live stream. I was working on the Godzilla build. Actually had a whole different guest. Dylan! Hey, how's it going? I'm sure you're here. Actually, no, I think you're working in your car. You mentioned that in the Discord. Dylan doesn't live very far from here. And so it's like, hey, why don't you come over? And anyway, he had a great idea on how to make the elbows work for Mechagodzilla, and that's literally what I'm doing. She had the same idea. Totally didn't understand it when she was trying to explain it to me, as did Stupid Monkey. He also had the same idea.
I saw it on the Discord. I
Yeah.
was laughing because I'm like... I explained it. That was another way to explain it, but at the same time, sometimes
Right.
you could just explain and explain and explain, and there just will be a disconnect until you physically get in there and you go, oh, that makes more sense.
Also, I'm pretty bad at getting one-track mind. It's like, I'm going to do this, and I can't break out of that necessarily.
No, I see that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, good.
Yes.
I think.
Well, that's why I always go to people I disagree with that I know won't always agree with me. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
it helps because it gets out of your own head, I guess you could say, in a way.
Yeah.
Because even if I don't agree with the way you do it, and I come up with a different way, it still, I don't know, mixes it up.
Yeah.
Eric
What
Vizen
happened?
says, y'all seem happier than a little accident on a Bob Ross painting. Well,
Nice.
I guess my
All right.
life is a happy little accident, so there's that. Story of my life.
Story of your life, huh? Wow.
There we
Wait a
go.
minute. This is slowly sinking in. Are you saying you were a happy little accident?
Well, I wasn't planned.
Oh, all right.
So, hold on, I was just reading something and now I can't see
And
it.
now, and then some jackass talked to you.
Let's-
I need a roll.
Echo Gecko says, OMG, hello, I love your videos, very inspirational.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Hello.
I'm glad that you are inspired. Please make stuff.
Please make stuff. Definitely. Make stuff.
Yes.
And if you want to share stuff, you can send it to me privately if you want, through Instagram or Reddit or wherever else. Or I've got a Facebook group called Odin Makes where everybody shares all sorts of stuff. It's a Facebook group like the Prop Tarts of Punished Props and Evil
Prop
Ted's
Tarts?
foam. Yeah, Prop Tarts. Yeah, and that's literally their logo. It's a piece of foam coming out of a Pop Tart, or it's a Pop Tart made out of format foam. And Evil Ted's Foam Fanatics. Yeah, it's all that.
Not as appetizing, sorry.
No, not as happening. What, the foam or Evil Ted?
I'm just imagining taking a bite of foam. It's not as appetizing.
Oh, Toby seems to chew on it all the time.
Right? That's what they love to chew on.
It's springy. But yeah, so if you want to make stuff, great, and there's places you can share it. And then the Discord as well, which is Patreon only, but it's fairly active and fun, and it's fun because I'm selling stuff, right?
No, you're not.
Yeah, well, it's Patreon only, so it's.
Oh, okay, there you go,
It's
that
a
makes
private club, but it also has a work in
Members
progress.
only.
And everybody, members only, yeah.
Yeah.
And they got a live stream. Something that joked about, played around with, and I think I'm gonna do, but it'll probably be Patreon only because is this worthy content? I've gotten a couple of Lego sets. Slightly larger, more elaborate, like train sets.
Ooh.
As
Train.
one goes by. So I think I'll do a Patreon only live stream where I'm building a
Building
Lego
Lego
set. Building a train Lego set. Yeah, and it's a big one, so it might actually take more than one. Because I can't imagine I'll get that done in 2 hours. Not while talking and trying to
Oh,
be a
definitely
host,
not
too.
while talking. No,
Yeah.
if you just sat there and did it, like, as
maybe,
therapy, maybe had some music, it's a time lapse going.
Which is what I usually do. Or the other weird thing I usually do that I was also tempted to do on the live streams. Yeah, you're going to step on eyelets. We're going to have eyelets
you
everywhere.
were on my side, which was okay, but now you have to go. I'm sorry.
So I really enjoyed the Lego Dimensions when it came out. Right, Lego Dimensions was a video game. It was a cross pollination, whatever, of all sorts of media things.
Well, Lego does good video games in
Yeah,
general.
in general.
So the dimension.
And so the Dimensions, because it pulled in all sorts of stuff they couldn't do a full video game of. It had Back to the Future and Portal and Ghostbusters and Powerpuff Girls and all this stuff mashed together.
In the spirit of Lego.
In the spirit of Lego. Well, as part of the game, you would get the sets and the instructions were part of the game. You would get a little instruction on how to do the figure or one part of it maybe, or the rest of it you actually have to play the game to do
So
it.
you could build along.
So you could build along. And the sets weren't complicated. Well, I was enjoying the sets and actually not playing the game at the time, so I started just looking at the box art and then putting the sets together based only on the pictures I could see in the box art. And that has become actually my favorite way to put together Lego sets at this point. I'm not going to build the train that way, it's too complicated. But like I think the light cycles, the Tron light cycle set, I think was one of the more complicated sets I put together by only looking at the box art and the pieces I had and not doing the instructions. Which also means I ended up building them backwards. You kind of build from the top down,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I was going to say, I can see how that works, but usually when I do that way, I have to undo steps because
Yeah.
order of operations.
Oh, totally.
You have to learn them or figure them out the hard way, but yeah.
And there's those occasional weird hidden pieces that are off color that...
Just you don't realize are a
Yeah.
functioning hinge or something that you're like, that didn't look
Or
important.
they're just filler. Sometimes Lego, they're just filler. And it's like, this doesn't go anywhere.
Sometimes when there's extra pieces, I wonder if I did something wrong.
I've gotten used...
But I like that there's extra pieces.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd rather there be extra pieces than not enough that I was looking for.
Right.
No, this is why you...
No, this is why we can't have nice streams.
Right. This is why we can't have nice streams.
Anyway.
Anyways.
So I'm looking at probably not this week because I got to get caught up on a couple of things. But I think I'll be doing a Patreon-only live stream Lego builds. So
Yay!
is that an idea?
Any sense of date or time, or when they might be able to catch something like that, or is it just kind of hit and miss, and you're lucky if you?
Well, the last time I did a poll for the patrons specifically, as far as how often do they want live streams to happen, hit or miss and random times was the preferred because everyone's in a different time zone.
Right?
It's like, so they didn't want it always at the same time. This was a poll done a year ago, by the way, too. And I've done 2. Yeah. How's that for random? Anyway. Sporadic.
Yes.
So.
Oh, that's convenient that there's just a hole already built in, so you could literally just.
I think didn't I put that? No.
No, yes,
No.
you did because you wanted to hang it.
But not this one. I think this one had the hole because No, this came in a plastic sleeve,
Yeah,
so I did put this hole in it.
that one didn't have a hole, but that one.
Well, yeah, well, I actually went and bought this one specifically from Blick.
Yeah, no, I like these stupid rulers.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're my favorite.
So rulers, I think I talked about this before. I don't know why you might have seen behind me. There's a few of them here, and I got more in a drawer. For some reason, I've got a big ruler, like straight edge collection, and I often find myself looking at them at Blick's. I never realized until I laughed at myself doing that how often I gravitate towards rulers. Like, what the hell?
No, I have a collection that may rival yours.
I'm
so
sure you do.
I cannot talk crap, and yet I consistently run to the bigger version of that ruler, the 2-inch one.
Okay, so
Because that's the right size for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right.
This is the right size for this part, but generally. I'm going to let you do the marks because I know you'll be more precise than I will. I'll be like, boop, boop.
Oh, right. Well, I could do that if you want. But
No, it's okay.
I'm just trying to decide how close to the corner we want the bottom one. Like right there?
Yeah, give it right at the corner because that's going to be your
Okay.
structure and support. It's going to be where you're pulling. And there's enough stuff in there that it will give you.
So right there, and then we'll go 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, there you go.
I've already lost my place.
Really?
3/4 of an inch. Yeah.
I was being impressed going, wow, how are you looking at that quickly? Because that's an odd number. I would have done 1/2 inch just to make it easier to find.
Well, I was trying to get closer to 15. This is still going to be way over 15.
Right? That's okay. I'd rather have more than not enough. That actually may... No, I think that's a good amount. How many do you think you're going to be at?
X.
X, we'll see. I'll count them when you're done.
And that's not the Roman numeral X.
I'm guessing about 24. That's going to be my guess.
And then I'll do one offset of the... Oh, this is the bottom.
That's the bottom. This is the top.
Oh, whoops. Well, it'll be right at the edge.
I don't think you have to necessarily force that one.
Okay. You do
Yeah.
that. Oh, right. A little flare at the bottom.
Yeah, it'll be
1,
fine.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
I was off.
It was
19.
off. 19. Good round number.
Good round number. 19.
19. No, 19.
Well, you can squeeze
19.
in 20, but I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
And Discord people, since the Discord is open as well, I apologize that I haven't talked to you yet.
Okay, we have Patreon open right here. And
Oh,
Gunmar
there we are. Good.
is asking if anyone has any idea to fake leather. I need to make a grip for my Frostmourne. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Frostmourne sounds right.
Yeah.
Faking leather. Human hide actually tans really well.
Human skin.
There's a really good how-to book with featuring Wild Bill. And anyway.
Well, the question is what do you have already on hand and what do you kind of need? Because you can use foam to fake leather.
You can.
You can use vinyl. You can use fabric that has been painted over. You
Right.
could use...
So with the foam, it's a lighter weight, like craft foam or thinner craft foam, and you would heat it and then really mash it with a piece of rolled up aluminum foil
To really give it texture.
to really give it the texture. I've seen it done. I haven't personally done it, and I've always questioned it because if you heat it with a hairdryer, all the textures are going to come out. So you
Unless
have
you
to
do
mash it,
micro
and you have to
cuts.
do something to it to seal it in place in order to keep it from not coming out. And so the grip, I mean, leather is going to smooth anyway, right? That's what
It naturally starts to get a nice oil finish on
Yeah.
a good aged leather in general. But you could also use belts. Like I got those dollar store belts.
Right, you got the, or I go to Goodwill all the time, or thrift
Yeah.
store, secondhand shops, and buy belts.
Or purse straps.
Yeah, I've done that too.
That's a really good, cheap place to get findings and vinyl and leather and clips and clamps and
Yep.
connectors and general
All those
jointing.
things.
Because nobody thinks to look at the purses, but those are full of all the fun.
Full of all sorts of fun, weird science fiction clasps. Yeah.
Yes, the clasps.
They're not really science fiction, but you know they
Some
are.
of them are.
Yeah.
I get the ones that have the giant sparkles on them.
You know, there was a lapel clasp for the Star Trek 2, 3, 4, 5 uniforms. You know, the movie uniforms weren't the pajama uniforms. That was a purse clasp. That was a leather, because it was a square eyelet that went over a stud and the top of it twisted, and it's literally how you would keep a purse closed.
Yeah, but you use that closure for a lot of things. But
Well,
yeah, you could totally steal one of those from a purse.
yeah, you could.
So hope that helps. Lots of alternative places, but it's mostly the weathering at that point and how you want it to look.
Train.
And don't want to buy real leather because it's too expensive. Well, leather doesn't necessarily have to be expensive because you can buy old leather jackets, old leather purses. Old leather cushions are my favorite from couches.
Yep. Yeah.
Abandoned couches.
Definitely abandoned couches if you can actually find a leather one.
Because then you get a full cushion size leather sheet that is one solid piece of hide that has
It's
the
broken
minimal
in.
defects, already has the wear in it, it's gorgeous
Yeah.
and stuff. Anyways, so
And it's leather. It's cleanable. Don't worry about
yeah, no.
any sort of old George Carlin skit about jumping up and down on a cushion and freeing a fart. Don't worry about that. Besides, you're not using the foam part anyway. Seriously, it's an old George Carlin thing.
It's very visual. Very visual.
Carlin.
Yeah, but there are a lot of alternative sources for leather as opposed to just going to a leather or buying it in the strips at Joann's. I think that is the most expensive place to get it from.
It probably is, yeah.
The most craft supply stores is probably the worst place to buy leather.
There was a place in Napa called the Hide House that
I've heard of them. Well,
I probably mentioned before, but they were great. And if I ever get a chance, I'd totally love to go down to the Hide House again.
yeah, I think we used to order from them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot that. There's also some cool feather companies down in LA like Pluck You, Featherworks, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's great. Hello, pluck you.
But you know, I miss those random sources that I no longer use anymore. Anyways, but that one's one of those.
Might I have my cup, please?
No, of course.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, so we have dots. We can start smashing the.
Yes.
Where's that thing?
This thing. Alrighty. So we have dots. Do you want a yakko or do you want a wacko? Okay.
I will hammer. Well, let me do that over there so you can see what they're saying.
Oh, sure. Okay. Sorry. Oh, shit.
Toby.
Stepped on his ear.
Aha.
Oops. Sorry. Alrighty. Do we want to, are you counting these out or do you just...
I was estimating because if there was only 12 and 12, it didn't look like there would be enough. But if there's
Okay.
15 and 15, and I still
Well.
have a pile left over,
Right.
and we have another box.
We got 76 now. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, no, because
Okay.
these are in the pile. So I just was eyeballing that we had enough.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to miss my hand, so I'll just scoot them.
All right.
I don't know how much... It's not going to rattle that much, but... Alrighty. Yes, Will Connors talked about grabbing a bunch of black foam when the neighbors trashed their chair. Absolutely, I'd be happy about that too. Pop open the live stream chat as well.
Yes.
Danny's being nice and saying, love your vids, keep up the good work, thank you. Just
Thank you.
scrolling by really quick here.
These are perfect, and they fit perfect, and this is the right size. So yay.
Yay! So Connor Cook asks, so you have a ton of rulers, but how many yardsticks do you have? Well, okay. How do we want to define a stick? Let's see. I've got one over there that's made of wood. I've got...
And is it only a yard? Because those ones are technically longer than a yard.
One over there is 48 inches, and it's from like River City Bank, and it's way old. So it's 4 feet. So it's like, it's not a yardstick. I have a meter stick, and I have a yardstick, and those are the wood ones. Then I have a meter stick that's aluminum, and I have a yardstick that's aluminum, and I got another yardstick at home that's aluminum. Yeah. And then other things. I've got a 72-inch ruler around here somewhere.
The wood ones that I lined my garage
Oh,
edge.
yeah?
This thing.
Oh, okay.
The edge of that thing in my garage.
So you
counter.
have measuring everywhere?
So I have yards all along the thing so that I can instantly... Anyways,
Nice.
but yeah.
Nice.
I was just thinking, you're listing all these, and I'm like, well, I bought a 10-pack.
No.
For that.
Well, you said yourself you probably rival, which I'm sure you will.
Yeah, but no, I think you technically have more because I steal yours all the time.
It's all good. And you left me an awesome hip curve ruler and a French curve and
yeah.
And I've used a hip curve ruler a few times
Those
now on
things
anything
are
but
necessary.
hips. Yeah.
Well, I use it for hips the least.
Okay. Okay. Well,
There's a better technical curve for that one. It's
I'll probably get some of those in the future.
Yeah, I thought it was hanging there, but it's technically a little bit less of a curved. It's a straighter line, and that's more of a hip curve than this one. This one's probably better for an armhole curve or a side.
Oh, okay.
So this one's a great curve.
Yeah.
But there's probably a reason you won't use it for a hip curve.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you called it that, so I've just been calling it that too.
It is a hip curve.
Okay.
It is a hip curve.
It is hip curve.
I just
Okay.
have a better hip
Hip
curve.
curve.
And this, yes, anyways.
Okay. I understand.
Lots of rulers.
So yeah, I got a 6-foot ruler. I inherited a cut-off 8-foot ruler. It goes to 54 on one end, and then it goes from wherever to 96 on the other. I guess I got bent and got cut off at some point, but it's kind of nice having a ruler that's just over 4 feet long. Richard Productions, Marha Productions, screaming out Batman Arkham Cowl, please. Wow, Deadpool mask. Let's see. Better late than never. Good evening from England. Good evening, Martin Shaw. So, in case you weren't here right off the bat, the first 5 minutes of our stream, I was unlisted. I didn't make a public stream, so oops. But it'll be there. So if anyone wants to back up, you can go and see it, and then you can enjoy the 45 seconds of me going, where did the thing go to make it public? Yeah, because nothing's more fun than watching Odin fiddle the computer live, right?
Right.
Right. Lieutenant Angry Dwarf. I know this is completely random, but I've watched the first 3 Indiana Jones movies so much that I nearly know every scene that happens and what order they happen in. I understand, Lieutenant Angry Dwarf. There are a few movies like that I at least was good with, and there was a point in time when I was on a really long walk with a friend, and we ended up reciting, which is no big shock here, most of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, back and forth, just from memory.
Emperor's
Totally
New Groove with my friends.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do it with Tremors. Yeah.
Bless you for coming out in public.
Exactly. But it's Indiana Jones. That's
Right,
that's
I
a pretty
love
safe
Indiana
one.
Jones, yeah.
I mean, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't have that one memorized, but that would be one where some people would kind of cringe. But if you get the right crowd, you would be a demigod. Star Wars blaster. That'd be nice. That's average YouTuber. What a great name.
I don't like that.
Boy, a bunch of Star Wars blasters requests, and they're all from the same one.
Huh,
Oh, Dan Does Junk says make Witcher armor for the dogs.
Well, we can make Toby Roach.
You can make Toby Roach, yeah. Well, I think you'd say make this type of, which
I don't know,
I wouldn't do
thinking
this
Appa
because
armor.
he would. But if we could get fabric that had like these textures on it or whatever, and
I was imagining Appa's armor from The Last Airbender for Toby.
Oh, okay.
With the little,
cool.
I don't know. We'll see. He likes to play dress up.
Right.
All right, which is the best way to do these? Because you have been doing all the grommets, smashing them.
Well, you want the decorative side on the front, right?
Uh-huh. But
So.
which is the top and which is the bottom?
Oh.
I feel like they're both wrong. No, but you know.
You know, I bet you anything. This is the decorative end.
I
So,
tried it this way.
and it doesn't go that way?
No, because this side didn't really squish this down right. It just kind of, you know? I think it needs to go this way onto that one with this on top, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm asking.
No.
Because I don't like it either way.
Oh, wow. Well, we're kind of committed now.
Well, we're going to use these no matter what, and it's pretty on the outside. But I could rip it out and put a new one in. Hold on, let me try this.
As much as I hate it.
Okay, that's the way, but I did a bad job on that one because I did it too much.
Oh, okay.
But that works.
Yeah, it is one of those weird, you gotta be kind of light.
Which way it goes anyways, and it makes a difference.
I think...
One of those? I think that actually might work for this job.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this wondering...
There should be something you slip into there.
Yeah,
And
but-
you don't have it?
Well, it might be in that rat's nest of a box. Give me a second.
Okay.
John Doe, hey, Owen, have you looked at the picture I put in the chat last week?
Which picture?
I might have. Please jog my memory. Hey, Odin, can you make a... This is, Richard, again. Hey, Odin, can you make a prop completely out of cardboard? I probably could. Cardboard I've used for, figuring stuff out. I've made... when I was younger, I made a lot of, sets for my Star Wars and G.I. Joe figures out of cardboard. I haven't done a lot of props out of cardboard. And it's not that I don't think I can. I just know that there's a very different way of approaching it because foam will hold a compound curve and foam will hold a shape fairly well, but cardboard you need to put a bit more support in.
Well, either that or you have to kind of treat it like a paper mache.
Right.
And kind of layer it because there's those ribs in that structure that you have to fight.
Right.
And work with the grain and the way it wants to curve. There's a lot of technical issues that go on with cardboard, even though it's a great...
It is.
It's a great building material, but...
But...
It's not foam.
But the things you learn with cardboard will translate very easily to foam because if you're practicing with cardboard, which you should, just because it's pretty easy to get a hold of, right? The things if you figure out are gonna translate over that much of a problem. And I had a thought, and I lost my thought now.
That's okay.
Okay.
Cardboard's a little bit tricky. It's not
Cardboard's a
the
little
end of
tricky,
the world. Right. It's useful. It's a great project material, but unless it's specifically needs to be cardboard.
Right. Well, I think people want to see specific cardboard because that's what they have access to.
Yeah, it's an easy material to obtain, especially with all the Amazon packaging.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's a great material. And
there's
it's
a great channel called Epic Cardboard Props, and he also has an Instagram. I'm pretty sure he.
Yeah.
Anyway, full T-Rex skull, all sorts of just insane things that are organic, and there's a lot of build-up, and then a lot of the kind of the paper mache, and then shellacking, and doesn't paint them, so you can tell they're still cardboard. It's very, very cool.
I made a paper mache dress form once, and I absolutely loved it. There's a lot of ways to work with cardboard.
There are lots of different ways with cardboard to work with cardboard, but this is how Felicia works it.
What am I doing?
It's the disaster rat nest. Wow, this is like really, really, really bad. Trying to see if I can't find that piece.
What are you looking for?
The part that snaps into the crusher.
Oh, that's okay. I think I'm just making it work. That's not overly squishy.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that is probably the right tool for this job, and I never use that. Well, it doesn't have an anvil, but it has a better topper.
Has a better what?
Well, it doesn't have an anvil, but
Right.
it has the better top part.
The better top part? Well,
Yeah.
use
So
which,
I would think I will use this one.
Yeah.
See? We'll see. I'll
use
try
whichever. I should move those in with the rest of the grommet stuff because then it'll all be together and not lost in the bottom of this rat's nest. With, random needles and eye hooks and
Fun stuff. It's a Barney bag.
and Han Solo
Oh, my
boots.
boot. Alright. I've just accepted that the black fabric isn't being stabbed through, and once the eyelets are all in, I will just cut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're saying the black fabric isn't... Okay.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Well, can,
No luck?
not yet. Yeah. I can look in the lid still. I'm just double checking here to be sure. Because it's going to be in here, and that's probably the only place it's going to be. There's
This.
Oh, yeah, there's that. Double cap rivet tools. Okay, that's for doing...
No.
I've bought so many things recently, I'll end up putting them all in the same spot and then not knowing what the hell any of it is.
Okay. Well, it looks like we got there.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
No luck. You don't get something because you assume you have it.
Right. There we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
The screen went black for a second. Is that okay? Or did it?
I hope not.
Okay.
The, I'm sure the camera... I don't know. Hope not. Wow, that's the best I can do to get it in focus. I can be that far away. I got a Jawa!
That thing is tiny!
found a Micro Machines Jawa in my sewing box. Because everyone needs a booger-sized Jawa.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
I can go feed him to the cockroach.
Oh my gosh, that thing scared the crap out of me. Okay, I like this one better, but I did this one bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you like it better. All right, back to paying attention here. Adam Poole. What about making the '90s more Mortal Kombat movie reptile mask? Or you could do all three of the masks, Reptile, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero, because Mortal Kombat original movie is my favorite movie!
Did you make a few of those masks?
I just made Sub-Zero and Scorpion based off of Mortal Kombat 11, even though Scorpion's mask was 11's version of Mortal Kombat 2, I think. Scorpion. Whatever. Yeah, well, the trailer dropped. Actually, I haven't watched it yet. And everybody posted it. You have?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I saw it. I haven't sat down and actually watched it.
Okay.
I lost the thing I was hammering.
Don't rivet. Oh, there's these guys.
No, it's just gonna finish cutting out the holes before I go to riveting.
Oh,
But there it is.
So now I'm afraid to take these out of the package because I know I'm going to forget what they are.
We'll keep them with the package.
Yeah. Probably need to take a picture of everything and label it or something.
No.
Nope, yeah, no, it's not here. And I'm just like, do I even bother trying to figure out what I'm missing? Do I just
Is it cheaper
let
to
it go?
replace the whole thing or
It
just the piece?
probably is cheaper to replace the whole thing than to find the 90s piece it's missing. Nightwolf. And, because I missed the first half of Nightwolf, Nightwolf 20. Do you ever make the Master Sword from the Zelda? Yet. Is it such a classic build? I've said it a few other times when people have asked. It's been... I've looked at doing it a few times, just for whatever reason, something else has always come up, and so it didn't happen. Yes, I know that, like, right now is the 35th anniversary. I don't have a plan to do it right now. I suppose I could.
Eventually.
Eventually. Jack of all trades is excited that they're blue, because Jack of all trades is now a mod. Oh, look, Darren was concerned. It's about time. And, of course, everyone's talking in the trademark all caps.
I love it.
Yeah, of course.
So I can hear, right?
Right. Yeah, so you can hammer because they can hear you over hammering because they're in all caps. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Totally. Oh, this is great. I was going to try and read more comments, but most of them are just talking to each other. Skeletor's having staff would make a great build. Thank you, Anthony O'Neill. Uh-oh. The jack of all trades is going to be litigious towards Darren Calvin for using all caps because it's trademarked.
Ouch!
What was that? Oh, yeah. I don't have a lip on the shelf down here, and I've noticed on the occasion when hammering the 1, 2, 3 blocks fall out, and apparently it hit your
on my
foot.
foot.
I'm fucking sorry. I'm really
Just
sorry.
Take a second.
That's not cool because those things.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not even red.
Yet.
Yet.
I'm sorry.
No, I was the one hammering. It just surprised me.
What is this? Jerry Rig Props is sharing a picture of his Rubicon Lego Jeep set. Still in the box. Whoops. I'm going to close that and go back to it.
Bruno, it's okay. Oh, Toby was so cute the other day when I was watching the Hulk. He doesn't like gunshots.
Oh, okay.
At all. He freaks out during 4th of July. He hides in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Right.
So we were watching Hulk, and it's a lot of shooting the Hulk.
Right, because you can do that.
Right?
It doesn't bother him.
No, not at all. But Toby, he was just like, hold my hand. And I was
It's on TV, Toby. Wow.
right? And I think he's starting to like whine a little bit from the hammering.
Yeah, probably.
Poor
Poor
little
guy.
Toby. He has PTSD.
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess. No, I moved to a different one. So is that one passing through and popping out?
Yeah.
Good. The other one didn't. You had to dig it out.
Yeah, no,
It was bottom end, but this one's...
It's just popping them out. I was going
Good.
to do it, but I didn't need it, so.
Good.
Yeah, but you have to be careful because this is kind of sharp.
Yeah, well, it's
just
true.
a little.
It's true. Jerry Rig Props in the Patreon Discord is asking is more Discord only or patron only live streams. Yes, I need to keep doing that again, and I was actually talking a little earlier. The next one will either just be me screwing around again, or I might just do a Lego build for the patron props. Just that way, I sit down, just talk to you guys, patron props, patron live
And you
stream
get to
only.
do your hobby.
And I get to do my hobby. I get to do the lifelong obsession of building Lego. And I finally realized, because once I started doing the channel, Lego kind of went down as far as me spending time on it. Not Smosh. I would still go up and... Because there's this immediate gratification for wanting to be creative, for working with Lego. Whether I'm building my own thing from scratch, or I'm just doing something that's a kit. I enjoy them both. It's just... But apparently I'm feeding that need, making videos every week.
Yay.
Hey, Ad Vixen's back.
Hello, Ad Vixen.
Oh, Ad Vixen's giving $5. It's a new foot fund. or liners. So Ad Vixen is donating $5 for you to get a new foot. Or starting a fund for a new foot. Join my new foot, Felicia's fund on GoFundMe. As soon as we hit our goal of $250,000, we will get a new foot for Felicia.
You know, that is a reoccurring nightmare that I've had about my feet getting cut off and switched with someone else, so yay.
I have some.
Oh, lovely. More stuff of nightmares? Oh, yes!
Yes!
Pat's leg.
More stuff for nightmares. Unfortunately, it's the wrong foot. So I don't mean to get off on the wrong foot. But the last time I brought this out was for the Guardians of the Galaxy gun build. It's a little dusty, sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's been hanging up on the wall for
wonder what color
a couple of years. That's what color it's supposed to be.
No, I know. I'm just...
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's... But yeah, it's great. It's this purple anodized aluminum and yeah.
There we go.
It's a foot.
I can have 2 right feet.
You could have 2 right feet.
There we go.
Yeah. I suppose we could always cast your foot. Ooh. I'll put that back.
Yeah, but we have Pat's foot.
We have Pat's foot. Pat Egan is a good friend, and still is. I shouldn't say was. Pat's still alive. He still exists. Again, a friend from Smosh. That's where I know him from. And just the weird things that he would find in thrift stores and have in his office. And when he moved out, he left this. And it's like, Pat, I want it. He's like, yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, yay, random props.
Yay, random props. And so when I did a Rocket Raccoon build, of course, I needed that guy's leg, right? So.
I love Rocket.
Rocket is great. So help us replace Fat Pat's foot. Go to the GoFundMe, Felicia's new foot. Oh, what was that old website? I wonder if anyone here remembers it, because this is getting on early days of the internet. There's a website called Fred's New Feet. There's a fellow who got into some kind of an accident and his feet were ruined, but they weren't debilitating, so the doctors wouldn't remove them. And so he couldn't, if he just had his feet removed, then he could get prosthetics and he could actually walk around. But they wouldn't, and so he couldn't. And so he actually did that.
Poor Fred.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's called Fred's New Feet. Starace would know if he's watching. So he did a big fundraiser for not only paying for the prosthetics, because it got down to where it had to, it's going to have to be out of pocket, a good portion of it before the doctors would finally step in and do something. It was just the direction stuff was going. Anyway, he had commissioned, I don't know if it ever got built, a custom-made guillotine for his feet. And they talked about doing that live on the internet.
Too much internet for one day. Wow. Was not expecting that
to go that direction.
Not at all. That's for sure. Although I did just guillotine my foot.
Well, yeah, you tried. You more did the whole Mario Smash thing than guillotine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Flops your foot. Bruno.
It's okay.
Stupid monkey, he's still your friend after you stole his leg. Oi, ditch me leg! Which, by the way, is a Games Workshop board game about trolls and oh god, what are they called? Snotlings, right? Snotlings are the tiniest orcs, smaller than goblins. So you got Snotlings stealing a troll leg, and oi, that's my leg. Yeah, we're still friends, because actually I guess I stole it first and retroactively asked for permission, and it kind of shrugging, sure, why not? Because I'd already done it.
He knows where to get it.
It's right up there.
It's free storage.
I made him a beating heart prop he set on fire for one of his music videos.
Yeah, no.
Convergence, I think that was called. Yeah.
I had a severed head for him, so
yeah.
he likes horror. It's his thing.
It is totally his thing. Pagan Films, I think is what it's called on YouTube, right?
I don't know, but that makes sense. Pagan.
I think it's Pagan. It's Patrick Egan, so Pagan Films, and he's done a lot of like horror movie trailers and for movies that don't exist, or it's a concept, it's a thing, because he wanted to shoot a scene or shoot an idea. He didn't have a story, so there are these 2-minute videos, and they're really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go check Pagan out.
go check them out.
Always plug a friend.
Always. T. Lee Zolzon is asking me if I'll do a prop from Diablo 2 now that Diablo 2 is remastered because it's 20 years old. Starius, yeah, Diablo 2 is already 20 years old, and I played the snot out of Diablo 1 and Hellfire, the expansion.
Alright. All the things have been hammered.
It is holy?
It is holy.
It is holy. She has made all things holy. So, Diablo props, I've only done, I think, one Blizzard prop. No, I've done more than one Blizzard prop, haven't I? Yeah, because I got this helmet behind me, too. So I've done a couple of Blizzard props. I've done one science fiction StarCraft prop, and I've done World of Warcraft. So yeah, Diablo would be great. Then I don't have to do anything else Blizzard, right? Because I've done all the 3 big ones. Because who remembers Overwatch?
It's an idea. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
All right, I'm going to take Bruno out because he is whining by the door to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
I will be back. Oh, wait, where's my face mask?
Where's your face mask? I don't know. Where have you put your face mask?
I don't know. I will find another one.
Let's see, Jacob Obert. Hey, Odin, a month ago, I had a question about starting a new job. Well, that job was a temp position, and they didn't keep me. So I guess my question is, what's your favorite depression food? Oh, geez. What's my favorite depression food?
The chocolate cake from Matilda.
Well, Felicia says the chocolate cake from Matilda, and I can pretty much confirm that the cake is a lie. What is my favorite depression food? Well, you know, some of the foods that I go to a little too often, they give me my incredible manly physique, are like Doritos, Cheetos, ice cream, you know. None of which actually I've had a whole lot of recently. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have a direct depression food other than maybe ice cream. So maybe that's why I haven't had any recently. I don't think I'm... John Doe says cheese and spam. All right.
With Jufron.
Hey, are you still thinking about finishing the Hellboy build? What, like doing an entire Hellboy thing? You brought it up. Yeah, the duster, I think we talked about it. I need to talk to that person who's not here about potentially making Hellboy's duster because the right arm is quite unique. It's not a bad idea. Just got to remember it longer than 5 minutes. Mario Schumacher is asking, favorite legendary weapon? Favorite legendary weapon. So, like, okay, well, I'm sure I can quantify any kind of a legendary weapon. How about a lightsaber? That's a legendary weapon, right? It is a weapon of old from a more civilized time.
Bruno's just out in the back.
Great. Go let him run around and bark.
Right? Have some fun.
Have some Bruno time.
Yeah. He's not coming.
That's fine. One of the things we're talking about is doing Hellboy's duster.
Ooh.
Because that's a very unique right arm to fit the right-handed dude, right? So it's a big...
So Decades had a couple really good dusters, and
Yeah.
they were in those larger sides, and we did have one that we would use for Hellboy.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad Decades doesn't exist.
Right. Oh, me
But,
too.
Oh, I love the oiled canvas of duster. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's freaking complicated, and it'd probably be cheaper and easier to just buy one made. But yeah.
Well, but the right arm, because it isn't, I mean, you can do it for pictures. It isn't just a sleeve rolled up. But the whole right arm is this, in the movie, it has additional flaps and things so he can get his concrete arm through it. So you can
Yeah.
visually see that it's supposed to work.
Because they had to take one and expand it
Yeah.
to fit it. Yeah, no, makes legitimate sense, but yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yes, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do grommets? Because I made all the holes, just not wanting to do grommets.
Yeah, I can try doing some grommets.
Awesome.
I would love to make Loki scepters from the Avengers movie Mason Vesic. And now they're talking about sandwiches.
Ooh, sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Hey, Odin, you're going to make another cheese sandwich. You know, chances are, no.
Eventually, one day, when you want to grill cheese.
Well, yeah, I might just make one for lunch, but I don't think I'll do another one on the channel because I think that
No
joke's...
more Odin Makes. Odin
Well, no,
Bakes.
I need to. I have an idea for April Fools, and I need to start pulling footage for it because I'm going to use some archive footage for it. But yeah, cheese sandwich wasn't the plan.
So they get that cheese sandwich and that's it.
Yeah, I was going to try and be a little nicer about it, but yeah, you will get that cheese sandwich and you will like it,
And you will be happy.
and you will be happy.
All right, I'm going to go let Bruno in. I feel
Okay.
like it's been long enough.
All right. I don't need this. We got confetti all over the table. Oh, I see. Yeah, she's massacring this. Oh, that's not going to work at all. That'll cut the thread. That's too big. Oh, I don't know if I've got one. I'll scratch my all up, I suppose. This will probably still scratch up the thread a lot. All right, well, that's what's happening there. So what are you talking about, Odin? Nobody else on the camera can see it. Nobody else on the camera. Nobody else who's watching can see it. That particular eyelet, when it was mashed together, instead of the parts of the backside flouring out and then sandwiching, it all kind of curled in and became this cheese grater. So That one's probably not going to work. But I'll ignore it for right now because, you know.
Yay for ignoring problems.
Yeah. If you ignore your problems, they'll go away, right?
Eventually.
Like taxes.
Okay. How's it going?
I'm just barely starting the first one.
Okay, then I'll trade you sides and I'll read.
Okay.
You gotta kick that over so I can, you know.
Yeah.
Grown-up size.
Right. It's all right. Tom Cruise has his box and you've got your box. It's all good.
The apple box.
The apple box.
Okay.
Fiona Apple box?
Odin rakes my yard, hopefully.
No.
There's leaves everywhere.
I don't rake my yard. I don't have to, actually. Well, I suppose I do. But...
I have a neighbor with a leaf blower who likes to just blow his leaves onto our lawn.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that lovely?
Thanks for, not making it your problem anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, is this even the right size? Is that the problem you're having? Is this not the right size?
John Doe wants to know.
Oh, that's your problem. It's not even the right size. You're just compressing it.
That's the one that came with it.
Well, it came with the silver ones. Okay, so where's the little guy? Is that going to do anything for me? That's what's giving you the hell with this is...
That's why I'm struggling?
That's why you're struggling, yeah.
Because I don't have the right tools?
So you don't have the right... Yeah.
Story of my life.
Pretty much.
I don't have the right tools, and this is why the job's extra hard. Oh, I get the right tools, and all of a sudden it's easy?
Now maybe it'll work. So is this gonna...
Is that the right size? Looks like it could be.
Technically, no, but if I make it a little bigger, I wonder if I can then use...
Hey, Odin and Felicia, what's your favorite Batman soup?
My favorite Batman soup has got to be cream of Batman. Boy, that could go
noodle.
really horrible joke. Like, cream of Robin, no.
Sorry for spiking the...
That's all right.
But I wasn't expecting that. But Batman suit.
Batman suit. Well, I'm going to pick from the movies because I'm visual and I love the physicality of those suits. Wow, yeah, that's tough because I really like the Bob Ringwood black Burton Batman suit. And then I also really like the final Christopher Nolan suit that has a head that can turn.
Yeah. I actually...
So that's really tough, actually.
So we had these rubber Batman suits at Decades.
Right?
And I really like that classic Batman.
Right.
And I believe that was the Christopher Nolan Batman?
Is it solid black rubber?
Yeah.
That's the Tim Burton one.
Tim Burton,
I'll call it
sorry.
Bob Ringwood was the costume designer. Same guy that did the still suits for the
Yeah.
original Dune movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that one would be my favorite, but ultimately my favorite, like if I was to play whichever skin I wanted in the Batman game, is I like the classic gray with the...
Oh, that one's great. The Adam West suit is great. And the Arkham Asylum suit is
Well,
great
not the
too.
Adam West one, more the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
Adam West didn't fill it out the same.
All right, fair enough.
But that's the one that I would choose.
What about the black and white serial where he's wearing literally pajamas and one of his ears is flopped over like a dog? There's like 40s or 30s silent 40s, right? Because Batman doesn't go back to the 30s. Yeah.
That's okay. I like Batman well.
Yeah, Batman
has
Wells
the big
great.
ears.
Yes, he does.
Or
and I love his mask. It isn't
deflator
a mask. He's got Batman Wells got that little glue-on hint of a mask.
Yeah, no, I like that character.
Yeah.
But
Deflator Mouse is cool too. Deflator Mouse has got more of a proper mask.
that looks more like Batman.
Yeah.
But I think those would be my two favorite Batmans. But good question.
Not Arctic Suit Tactical Batman?
I feel like that was just to sell toys.
Yeah, you think? Well, it kind of works. I bought a ton of the Lego figures.
I was gonna say, who buys those toys? Because then after a certain point.
Yeah, the Batman figures I didn't. I bought the first few that were from the movie that looked like the ones that were in the movie. But when they started going, Dayglow Nuka-Cola Batman. Actually, that one I probably would get. But Nuke Batman, not Nuka-Cola. No.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta collect them all.
Pretty much. That was my... when the Star Wars figures got re-released and they were in the green and orange packaging, that was absolutely me. Running around, finding them, gotta get them all. When the running around and finding them was the fun part, not the actual paying for them and having them in a box in the attic. That part isn't as much fun. Took me a while to realize that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe do a museum.
I think I'll take him to a place that'll probably give me a nickel for him.
Somebody just told me that my closet belongs in a museum, and I wasn't sure to be offended or like...
Who was it was just watching all the Indiana Jones movies? Your closet belongs in a museum.
Yeah, apparently I have a lot of old things. A lot of old
A lot
stuff.
of old things.
Anyways, yes. Indiana Jones fan, and I was just told that this morning. Anyways.
Your closet belongs in a museum. Hey, it's 1 o'clock. So at the top of the hour, we want to go ahead and do the, hey, welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. What we're doing here is working on the Witcher build. So I call it the Witcher build. This is we're making the basic Witcher costume. This is the vanilla starting costume for the Witcher 3.
The one that's on all the game art.
The one that's on all the game art, exactly. And we're doing all this because of the foam chainmail that we got from Ben Edie and his foam armory. And we've only been doing this during the live stream, so all progress has been on camera with you guys while we're talking about it for however long. Oh, I just realized I think I copy and pasted. I got the same date from last Monday in the description. So look at the description, assume that there isn't a typo, and you can see. But anyway, my name is Odin, if you didn't know, because I've got these other videos and it's my channel that you clicked on. And then I've got my co-host Bruno, and Bruno was awesome because he brought along Felicia. And so Bruno, I really appreciate when you bring Felicia because you know she's talented. So thank you.
He's telling you you're welcome.
Yeah, awesome.
We'll go, but
One of the things that I've been trying to do at 1 o'clock that's been kind of fun, but I actually haven't gotten out to my P.O. box in a couple of weeks, is viewer mail. And
well, you got that nice little box full of the.
well, I got the box full of paints that I put on Instagram, but I actually got something else today.
I was thinking the other one.
Oh.
Oh
Which? Now I'm not sure which box.
yeah. The clippies you were showing.
Oh, the clippies. Oh yeah, I can do that.
was-
I can do that too. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I'll
Because that's
grab
from
that
the
too.
Patreon.
Yeah, that's from a patron. That's definitely. Sorry.
No worries.
So this thing that you can't tell at all because there's a dog butt in the way. So shall we set one thing now? Come here, sir.
He's so excited to be.
Yeah. So what are we looking at? What this is, and you can almost see it on camera too, but not quite. This is a transparency. I suppose if I put something white behind it, like a piece of wood maybe.
Or you could just show him.
So it's a grid, and the idea with this is in the analog days. This is some nice old crafting tools. You would take this and lay it down on top of a picture, and it would give you your grid, so you could then do a cross stitch and translate a picture you're looking at into a cross stitch, so you can cross stitch an image you want. Which is funny how much cross stitching is basically a bitmap.
A must for creative people like you.
A must for creative people like you. And so your Museum of a Closet gifted me some grid on acetate, and it's all different sizes. So this is really pretty cool.
So you could take these grids, put them on a pattern piece you need to transfer, draw around it with the erasable markers,
Right.
transfer markers, and create and transfer patterns off of pictures, photos, anything. But it's great. And so I figured if I was getting rid of this,
I would be the right person to get rid of it too. And yeah, no, thank you. Am I going to use it? Maybe. This is literally something I do on Photoshop at this point. I bring the image into Photoshop. I will lay out custom grid lines on it for what I need to see, and then overall just adjust to the sizes that I want. But
I think also sometimes when I'm looking at the artwork on the screen
On
and
the
I'm
screen.
trying to get an impression of like scale,
uh-huh.
I think sometimes it just,
It's got a copyright 1980.
that's older than I am.
40-year-old acetate.
Hey, it's held up, you know.
It's held up.
This stuff was meant to like last forever, and we use it for packaging.
Yeah, exactly. So very cool. Thank you. That's legitimately super cool. And then I think
I'm grabbing it for
I'm
you.
gonna grab the other box. I got another gift. This came from Darren, who happened to drop by the shop. Darren Calvin is one of my patrons, and offered a solution for Mechagodzilla's elbow, which I used and will be in this Wednesday's video. He came by. He mentioned that he saw I was using barking. I was using binder clips and sewing clips.
He is standing right where the audience is for
Yeah,
our attention.
Exactly.
And knows we're not looking at him.
It's funny that, I did my best to talk through the hammering, right? Because audio guy. Anyway, legitimate sewing clips. So apparently these, you can do 2 again if you want. So apparently these, were just purchased on Amazon. I really kind of hope it was Darren's intent to drop these off, gift them,
And he
allow
didn't
me
just
to use
forget
them.
them.
No, and I didn't just assume and kind of take them from him.
Yay!
I don't think I did that.
That's okay. They're mine now.
But anyway, I've got one left because Felicia walked off with all the others.
Nice.
So, very cool. And, yeah. And then Darren actually has the same sewing machine. And he had a spare plastic foot in there, which I ended up using for doing some of the elbow pieces because you've got a couple of spring pieces on that one foot that keeps catching. And it was a serious pain in the neck.
Yeah, and all the other sewing foots are in the little bag that aren't.
Here?
No, you remember how there's so much stuff for the sewing machine that just doesn't fit in that box that it
Right.
came in?
Yeah.
Came in? Yeah, in the bag that doesn't fit in the box.
Okay.
And it's around there.
I thought I looked in the bag. I didn't see any of the feet. Okay.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's
Yeah.
a great sewing machine. I like that.
It is a great sewing machine.
Yeah.
It totally is.
I used it and abused it through college, taking it back and forth and using it on all sorts of things I shouldn't have,
This is the previous one because this one new?
This one, so when the pandemic hit, my sewing machine crapped out.
Right.
And it wasn't a time to buy a sewing machine because
No.
that thing was $600 and I spent $200 on it like 10 years ago and I wasn't going to spend $600
No.
on a sewing machine that I spent $200 on 10 years ago, and it's the same exact freaking machine.
Right, okay.
But anyways, once the price dipped down to $199, I bought it.
Ah, okay.
Now I think it's at like $175.
Oh, well, it's not that bad.
It fluctuates.
Right.
The sewing machine market right now, the prices are dropping.
Sewing machine to the moon! No.
No, but during the pandemic, they
yeah.
shot up and you couldn't find them, and they right when my sewing machine broke, and I knew
Right.
I wasn't going to spend that. Anyways. But yes, I do really like that sewing machine because the other sewing machine that I thought was going to be great, I absolutely hated, Death Star.
Death Star. Nice industrial, hard edges, dark gray.
Supposed to be rough and tough and be able to take industrial use, but it just...
Somebody found its one weakness and caused a chain reaction and it exploded.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't work, and I was very disappointed in that. And
Disappointed! There's another favorite movie.
But now I have a sewing machine and I'm happy.
Good.
So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
It's a good story.
Okay.
Much better than Bruno's story.
Joe Doe wants to know. He's been
Joe
asking a lot.
John Doe.
He's like every
Joe Doe.
few
Maybe it's Joe Doe.
inches.
Every few inches. So as spammy as you can get.
Yes, you allow.
A slow chat. Yep.
Do you know how to look up the previous owner of a building with only the name of the new building and the area code? Just curious. I don't know how to stalk people, do you?
Do I? Wow.
How sketchy is your stalking skills?
Probably not that good.
Google? Tax records? Is
Yeah,
it a...
Google isn't going to do it. Yeah, you're going to be looking at public records. You're going to be looking at... Zillow won't have the building owners. No, I really don't know because I haven't run into that where I didn't already have that information. So I apologize. I don't.
So, no. Oh, here's a prop for you. Try and make the blazing sword from Voltron Lions anime. So the new Voltron that just came out.
The new one, okay.
Yeah. That's a... What is the term for the giant robots?
Mech?
Yeah. That's a big robot.
It's a big robot, it is.
Yeah.
I do a lot of robots. I was listening to some classic science fiction from like the 30s and 40s, and they were referring to robots as mechs. It's like,
Mechs.
oh, wow, is it that old?
Well, mechanical.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it had to come from somewhere. Someone had to coin the term, but for whatever reason, it didn't occur to me that it would be,
Yeah.
80 years old or more.
No, I can see that. Turn of the century.
Yeah.
Right when clocks. So I feel
Yeah.
like that term came along with clocks.
Yep, I'm sure it did.
We'll see, though. I'm not a, history... Don't take my word for it. Do your own research.
Yeah, yes. Do your own research.
From reputable sources. Check your sources.
Right.
I'm not a good source.
Don't just trust Wikipedia. Check Wikipedia sources.
There you go.
College tip.
Oh yeah. Reminds me that I wanted to make the staff from Raw from Indiana Jones. Still on the list. That one's
I definitely want to make the headpiece of the staff of Raw.
I totally have this necklace that I didn't get rid of because it reminds me of the staff piece of Raw.
Nice.
It's like the right size. It's intricate. It just needs a jewel in the center.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a cool prop.
Totally. What's on the patron there? The picture with
that
my glasses on, so it looks like that is Kylo Ren.
That looks like a lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the lightsaber with the two little ones on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rough and tumble one. What's Darren saying?
Darren says thrill figure, that lightsaber, it belongs to me.
Oh, okay.
I promise.
All right, they're just talking to each other.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Odin, what is your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
The Mask.
I'm kind of between Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and Liar Liar.
Okay. Liar Liar is very good.
I don't know. It's been years since I've seen them.
Right.
And they've been on TV and watching movies on TV.
Many
it's been
times.
forever since I've done that.
Right.
You know, consume media differently
I'm trying
now.
to think. I saw Liar to Liar in the theaters. That may have been the only time I saw the whole movie.
Some friends got obsessed with it during college and just watched it too many times and were quoting it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I loved the Dark Horse Mask comic when it came out. I was working in the comic shop when it was new. And, dark and violent and fun comic. And so when the movie came out and it was as dark and violent as it could be with a Jim Carrey movie, it was nice. I liked it.
That was a fun one.
And yes, I would be interested in doing Loki's mask, which is the wooden mask that makes the mask work. And I actually used to have a cast of it back in like the 90s, early 2000s.
How did you get one of those?
I don't remember now how I got a hold of it.
Do you still have it?
No, I sold it a long time ago.
Oh.
One of those things where
that would have been nice to know that I would have had a YouTube channel 10 years in the future,
yeah, exactly.
and I could have used it for something.
I could have used it. I could have just painted this.
Right.
Bill Duran made a really, really good foam one not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think he's got a free pattern for it too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Loki's mask, not the green one that fits
The
your
Loki's
face.
mask. Yeah, the Loki's mask. The actual prop you can hold that looks a specific way.
Yeah.
The one that when you look at, I don't remember if it's in the final movie or if it's in the uncut or it's in the cut opening, like deleted scenes opening. But you got the Vikings that are burying the mask on the shores of North America to get rid of it, right? And way off in the distance, you can see trucks driving on the highway.
Bruno, no! That's not yours. I hope you didn't need this for something.
Oh, well, yes and no.
I saved it before
Thank
they
you.
chewed it. See, this is why we can't have nice things, Bruno.
Right. And I've got too much stuff in the shop to have everything up off the floor.
Bruno!
Just because it's your height doesn't mean it belongs to you.
And you wonder why I take Toby and not you.
and don't sign anything.
Yeah. Well, he's empty.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Right? Okay, Felicia, how would you suggest adding vinyl or leather cuffs to a purchased coat? Well,
Stitching.
depends. Is it onto a stretchy area? Like, do the cuffs have like the stretch ribbing that you have to get into? Because then you do that differently. If it's just a
I want that.
flat edge of a coat that you can already fit your hand through, that's going to change things, because you have to make sure you can fit your hand through the end of the coat.
Details.
And then
You actually want to use it?
no, it makes a difference. Then also, you might not want to actually remove the sleeve in order to do it, but you might want to rip out the underarm seam to get it to lay flat so that you can pin it in place, stitch it, and then put it back and attach it. So sewing would be the easiest way. A leather needle, lengthen your stitch length, use a stronger cotton poly thread. Universal thread is just always a safe bet for me. But yeah, I'd sew it on.
Yeah.
I'd open up that seam, sew it into the place, and then re-sew that seam up so I'm working with a flat surface. Not necessarily removing the whole sleeve.
Cool.
But random sleeve patterning, my little brother sent me a picture of this dress where the sleeves were connected to the skirt. So it was like a donut hole right here.
Oh, right.
It was awesome. And I looked at it and I was like, how did they do that? And I'm like sitting there staring at it. And so then I made one for a doll.
Okay.
And I took pictures. I can show you that later. But
Cool.
Now I want to make a full-size one.
Yeah. Scale model, definitely.
Scale model, half scale.
Half scale, definitely a good plan.
Actually, technically quarter scale, but yes.
Right.
But yes, I figured it out because
Quarter scale, so 18
you
inches?
sew the underarm seam all the way down, all the way up into the underarm seam of the sleeve. And then you take it, flip it inside out so that the right sides are together, and then you sew the armhole sleeve. And then you flip that out, and you have this crazy Mobius dress that then it works perfectly. But yes.
Wow.
No, it was bothering me. I wanted to figure, it was interesting.
Uh-huh.
And so I figured it out. But now I want to wear it.
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
you're not quarter.
No, I'm not
Scale.
a quarter scale.
No.
Yet. But the crazy thing is that it ended up being a square pattern. Like the whole pattern piece was a rectangle because I did my arm, shoulder to shoulder, armhole thing, and then I took this up and then my sleeve was here and then I flipped it this way, finished the other side of the sleeve, and it was folded in quarters, and so it's all this giant rectangle that you sew the side shoulder seams, side seams, and then you flip it. Anyways, I thought it was interesting that really complicated pattern ended up being
A square.
a rectangle.
A rectangle.
Yeah. Yes, anyways. I like patterning.
Yeah.
Just a little.
That's great.
Steve Rogers likes your wizard shirt.
Thank you. The lights went out. The lights went out. Necrom 99's lights went out.
Winner William Connor thinks it's from Wizards, a movie from the 70s.
It is. It absolutely is. Necron 99.
Hi, Odin. If you could have a real version of any of your props, what would it be? Portal gun.
Yeah, portal gun.
For me.
Yep,
Of
no,
your props.
I think we've answered that question before, and I think that's what it came down to. And even then, it's really, really tough to decide if it's the Aperture Science portal gun or the Rick and Morty one. The
I go Rick and Morty one. That's the one I'd choose.
Yeah, Rick and Morty one certainly has more uses, but yeah, I don't know.
The Infinity Gauntlet?
No.
No.
No, that's, yeah, no.
Oh, look at David.
Because I'd wear that driving, and all of a sudden there wouldn't be anybody else in the freeway. Portal gun, I can avoid the freeway.
Actually, you'd just be a lot of empty cars that aren't moving at that point.
No, the cars can go too.
Can they?
Yeah, why not? If you can use the stones to destroy the stones, I'm sure you can use the stones to get rid of traffic.
There you go. Or portal gun and just skip it.
And just skip it all. Yeah,
No traffic,
The
ever.
whole elimination of every other person of half the life in the universe was because he was trying to get a really cute gift for his date and his girlfriend, Death.
Yeah.
He just wanted to impress her. So it's like, oh, I'll give you half the universe. It has nothing to do with this resources thing. They just simplified it for the movie.
I think we all make those kind of...
Right!
Yeah. Hey, Odin, how hard would a Rodin cosplay be? The wings would be cool.
Rodan? Oh, right. Okay.
Got it. Well, wings.
Wings, yeah.
Have you done any
but
wings yet?
not on the channel.
Not on the channel?
Not on the channel. I've done some crappy little wings.
Any prop style?
No. I mean, blue shell, but no. Rodan is effectively a beefy pterodactyl. You know, it's a pterodactyl, but it's a guy in a suit pterodactyl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that'd be interesting. Pretty much a lot like you do the Batman cape with the sticks in it.
Yeah.
Very similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah. And for some reason, Beastmaster comes to mind, which is not Rodan at all, but there was some creatures in Beastmaster that were bird-like and had wings, and they would grab somebody and then almost instantly digest them. And so you would have this
Poop.
sludge that came out and bones that came out, poop, from around it because look, the person's gone, so you had a visual clue as the audience, you knew what happened to them. So yeah, fun 80s movie.
So Jeffrey Barter wants to get a shout out, please.
Jeffrey Barter, welcome to the live stream.
John Doe says, hey, if you had to decide between have an infinite gauntlet for hands or have Hellboy right hand for both hands, which would you pick? Well, do you want a claw or do you want...
Right. We're on dogs.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
I just
okay.
thought they were cute.
They're cute. Dog cam is good. Infinity
Toby's
Gauntlet for
performing.
hands or right-handed Doom for hands. Well, considering Thanos was able to snap with the Infinity Gauntlet and was able to do a few other dexterity-based things with his CGI gauntlet versus Ron Perlman having to use his left human hand to, do
Function.
anything. Yeah, function.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't like having fake nails because I feel like I can't function as a human
Right.
being for like majority of the tasks that I do on a normal basis. So, yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
So, no, thank you.
So no, thank you. Yeah, I guess gauntlet.
Rather not. Can I just keep these?
Right. I'm pretty happy with my meat hands. Can I keep my meat hands?
Yeah. Well, do you want feet for hands?
I don't want
Like
feet
that
for
one
hands.
movie? Wait, no, she had hands for feet. Sorry.
That's Planet of the Apes, right?
Nicole King says, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs in a museum.
That's right.
Oh, they want to pet the puppies.
Pet the puppies.
There's the puppies. You could give his snoot a boop. There you go. The scepter from Avengers movie. Is that on the eventually list?
Yeah, the Loki scepter, that is on the eventuallys list, and that is one that is another one that got close and got bumped. So
Have you done Wolverine claws?
I have not. I've looked at it. I've looked at mostly looked at 3D printing them because I'm afraid those are long and skinny, and what the foam might work.
I was
but
going
if
to say,
I
would
did
3D printing hold up? Resin, maybe, but not the...
Yeah, the film it's a hold up. There's a lot of cleanup, but no, totally. I've seen them.
Okay, because I don't know. I was
They get
picturing
to be a
that
little
one
beefy.
Trident top where it was 3D printed and it just looked like it was going to fall apart every...
Right, time you looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not that stuff. I can't imagine it being made out of that.
Filament, you could, but I suppose they end up being a little beefier than you imagine they would be because there's that whole reality thing.
Yeah. So, you would make them out of foam?
I probably got a what the foam because it's a bit denser and a little
Like
sturdier.
plastic in the centers?
Yeah.
For support?
My concern is I've done that for two different tridents, both Aquaman and Meredith's tridents, and both of them suffer from the same problem. And I'm Wolverine. Doesn't work.
No, it needs to be pretty solid. And especially if you're having those at a con or something like that, or playing with them, because if
Right.
you have them, you are not just treating them nicely. You are like going to whack and scratch and have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we had plastic ones at the costume shop, and I can't imagine
You can't imagine that.
them holding up, like, to wear and tear, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one's a fun one. Oh, Jack of all trades says dibs on making the file for the Wolverine claws, Odin. Nice. But yeah, I think the resin 3D
Jack of all
printed
trades.
would be my favorite.
Yeah.
Like approach it starting.
Jack of all trades has finished the Batman grappling gun that we talked about a little while ago, and we'll probably be sending that in a little while. So.
Will that Batman grappling gun work with the yellow Batman belt that I would always steal?
I think so. That's still the grappling. No, it's the Arkham Asylum one, which is still very, very, very similar
Not
to
quite
the
the
Tim
right-
Burton one.
Okay.
It's close enough.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Yeah.
oh, would you rather have Donald Duck's tails or Godzilla's tail for the... Hey, Odin, would you rather have Donald Duck's tail or Godzilla's tail for the rest of your life?
Okay, so this isn't for dinner.
Do you want duck butt or Godzilla butt?
You know, duck butt's probably going to be a lot easier to live with, even though Godzilla butt would be pretty interesting. I think commuting, elevators, you know, the bathtub would be a lot better than duck butt. Pardon me if I go practical on that one.
There you go. You already said that the sword from Legend of Zelda's on the list.
So it's on. Yep,
It's on the list.
I even got a hold of a decent pattern for making the Shield of Hyrule, and same thing. Just
Yes.
other stuff came up.
Yeah.
You know, the what's coming up next is always always in motion. The future is.
Always working on the next thing. Okay. Testing Limits wants to know
Okay.
what's by your, that's one word,
What's by your?
favorite part of building a big costume like Mechagodzilla, and what's your least favorite part?
Okay, so what's my favorite part of building a giant? Okay, that's interesting.
When it's done and you get to run around and play with it.
Pretty much, the excitement of putting it together the first time, right? Because it's never done. So the excitement, that's probably true. If not, because the way I'm doing it, trying to do it in chunks on video. Because realistically, if I was to do a big costume like that, you really should kind of bulk the whole thing out and then start kind of doing details overall and not zero in and finish the head and then move on to the next thing and zero in and finish that.
Not the way people really build.
No, it's not the way people really build stuff because proportions can get off. And I've already ran into that. There's things, proportion things with the suit that if I was building it as a whole, there were pieces that would have been scrapped and redone because they would have been in more of a rough form and it would have been the finished form. As a finished form, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of a weird way to do it, but for making weekly videos, it's what I have to do, and that's fine.
I can appreciate that there's a finished product at every week, which is a sense of accomplishment, because sometimes
Right.
projects feel like they're worse before they're better. They're uglier before
Always.
they look good. And they take twice as much time as you expect. And if it only takes 5 minutes to sew, it's going to take an hour to get the sewing machine to do it right for that 5 minutes. Just general.
She is very wise.
It's like, I've done this before. Shh.
Pay attention to what she's saying. She is
But-
speaking the truth.
But when you're building a project, sometimes you have to build out the shape, step back, take a picture, look at it, make sure your proportions are nice. Then you do your base coat, then you do your painting, all on the same piece, because you don't want to have, oh, this can of spray paint was this shade of silver, this is from a different dye lot, so this silver is a different shade of silver. And then they all just don't match together. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but...
I specifically picked a particular brand and style of thicker silver paint that I was going to use for Mechagodzilla because I could repeatedly go back and buy that same can easily from Home Depot. And so the whole suit should be, you know, really close to the same silver, as opposed to I'll use this one, I'll use that one, I'll use this one, and one has more silver, one has more gray, one's got glitter in it. Yeah.
Who would have thought dye lots?
Dye lots, basically, yes. And yeah, stepping back and seeing it, for me, often when I'm working on it, I'm really looking at smaller things, not the overall things. And I don't see something as disproportional until I've taken a picture and I'm seeing it outside of how I've seen it while I built it.
Yep.
Yeah. So my least favorite part, or the most difficult part, is definitely getting started.
Yeah.
Getting out of the warm chair, getting away from wherever I'm
The
being
comfort
lethargic,
zone.
the comfort zone, and actually going down and getting started is the single hardest thing to do.
Well, what can I do today? I can do this nitty-gritty stuff that I don't want to by just banging the holes in.
Banging the holes in. Yeah.
I can cut it out. I can cut out the pattern. You know, that's where I get stuck most, is when it's cutting out the fabric, cutting out
Okay.
the foam. Like, I can have it all built and patterned and figured out, but once I actually have to commit the fabric to my project,
Oh, yes.
that's where I procrastinate. But
Because if it goes wrong, you...
well, it takes forever, and you have to figure. Anyways, that's where the project really gets going for me, and that's
Okay.
probably where I, let myself get blocked. You know?
Yeah.
But now it doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
Okay.
I cut out things a whole lot faster now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Max Kirkland from the Dallas Makerspace because coming up is Mechagodzilla's tail.
Yes.
That's not the next video, but it's coming up pretty quick. And it is a lot of repeated plates in diminishing size. So it's not like I can take
Is it going
one...
to drag?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, just that's what I'm asking.
No, it's totally
because
cool.
that would make a difference
19...
on the way you hang it.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
The 74 one doesn't drag, and it doesn't flex. It does in theory because it's in different positions when he's walking around versus the one that flew around on wires. But
ultimately,
no. It's a fairly
Okay.
short tail and it doesn't drag. But it's all these pieces getting smaller stacked into each other. So I asked Max, and I'll be drawing up a file, and he's going to laser cut it for me, so I have to cut it all out. Yeah.
that's amazing because cutting takes forever.
So that's actually something I need to do quickly, so he's got time to do it
So you have time
reasonably for him. And then there's the whole Texas to California thing, because we don't have a portal gun.
Yeah, and also I heard that there's a lot of snow in the way.
At the moment, yeah, there's a little bit of snow. Yeah. I'm sure Max would get out and laser that, so. I saw a color bar go by.
Oh yeah, I haven't been reading the chat.
It's all right. I just saw the one color bar. I have my glasses on because I'm
Hi
nearsighted.
Odin, would you consider an attempt to build a functioning glider for the Avatar Aang, Avatar the Last Airbender? Now that one's an awesome prop.
Aang stick, yes.
Aang stick.
Functional, well, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to build a
You're
stick.
not an airbender
and,
yet.
And I'm not an airbender. I'm not going to be able to make that aerodynamic enough to carry my butt around. And I wouldn't want to throw her off the roof. That's not nice. However, to make a prop that looks like it works like it does in the cartoon, I have looked at that. And that is one of those props that legit got talked about. And it would be a really weird item and a really weird material I've never used on my show before. It's this odd thing. It's called wood. Apparently it grows on trees. So, I don't know, maybe I have to use that stuff.
Well, technically when the Mechanist built him his second one,
Yeah?
he has a metal one.
Oh, does he? Okay, I didn't know that.
Because it has a little compartment for snacks.
Snacks. And
Just
for today's
saying.
in-flight meal,
There's the retro vintage heirloom one from when he was 100 years ago.
right?
But then he lost that one, and then there was the new
Okay.
one that has a compartment for snacks.
Very cool.
You have options. There's two.
That's good.
I might be a little bit of a fan.
Maybe.
Maybe. Although, Tylee, I think that's one of those cosplays that's on the list of ones that I want to do.
Okay.
Because she's my spirit animal.
Nice.
Have you made any historical pieces like a Leomano? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I can't see it from here. I'm going to have to get a whole lot closer than that. My eyes are junk.
And I can't read it
Wow,
yet.
no, I don't know what that is. I'd have to highlight and Google search that.
But have you done any historical props? You did Viking helmets that were historically inaccurate.
I've done historically inaccurate Viking helmets.
Yeah.
Did historically inaccurate kite shields. I've
You did the
trying
Smosh.
to
We
think.
did a lot of historical, like 1700s and ships and things, but
So yes, I have.
That, technically.
There's only one project that I can think of that I helped build some props that were specifically historically accurate. It's a documentary called The 11th Day. It's about Germany's parachute invasion of the island of Crete during World War II. And I ended up making some of the Fallschirmjäger, the paratrooper gear, and helped with retrofitting an actual MG-34 to be a propane firing prop gun. So it had the same cycle rate as the MG-34 did this giant thing of a flame out the end. It was propane and oxygen, propano and oxygen coming out the front, and it had this huge amount of concussion it would do. You couldn't fire it indoors. I mean, you could, but you'd knock stuff off the walls or break windows. It was amazing. And and just like the real thing, if you fired it too much, the amount of heat coming from this propane and oxygen mixture, the barrel would start glowing red. So you want to stop, let the barrel calm down, then you go back to firing it again. So that's about it. Anyway, it's called The 11th Day. It was a weird project to be on. It was a lot of fun when we were in the island of Crete. It's the only time I've been to Europe. Yeah.
cool. So yes, you have done.
Yes, I have done.
historical props, but no, not on your channel.
Not on my channel. And there's a little bit of English stuff too, because it's all about the resistance. There's a little bit of English gear, a lot of the German gear, and everything else. I think the people and the veterans had, because we actually went and talked to people, interviewed people who were there. Right, that was the whole point, was to go and talk to the guys that were part of this, and not the Germans. It was all from the point of view of
so
the
they
people
could
in
tell
Crete.
you if you had it wrong. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
they could. And a lot of them, it's their kids or grandkids that were playing their parts, and that was fun. Those are some. That was a really good time. I spent November in Crete. That was a really, really good time.
I like those kind of projects. Michael Kukara says, "How about Sintra covered foam? Sintra covered foam for Wolverine claws."
Oh, just do Sintra.
Yeah,
Sintra would
definitely.
totally work. Yeah. I don't know if I would cover foam with Sintra, but
Sintra with foam.
well, Sintra is foam, but effectively it's foamed PVC board. It's a brand name for
Yeah.
and so it's got a.
I always just kind of imagine it as a crafting plastic.
It is a crafting plastic, and actually, I think that was my plan, was to use Sintra. I think you're right. I was going to take some 1/4 inch or 6mm, which isn't the same, Sintra, and use that to make Wolverine's claws from, and it just didn't happen. Something else came up that was like, oh, I need to do that.
But I like the way you think.
Yes.
Can you make the Tim Burton Batman cowl? Well, you made the Lego Batman cowl.
I made the Lego Batman cowl. I could. That would be a hard one to not sculpt from clay and cast, because that would be really rough to pull off from foam. It wouldn't be impossible, dog cough, but yeah.
Kronks wants to know, hello guys, what's this stream about?
Hello, it's about
Nothing.
100 minutes now. So ideally with this stream, what we're doing is we're crafting. What we're doing is crafting and talking with friends. And what we're building and making is, that's upside down because it totally makes a difference. This is going to be the girdle portion, the lower body portion for Geralt, the Witcher armor. I've never played the game or watched the show, so I can't pronounce the guy's name, so I'm a horrible person. But we're making that armor specifically because got to hold some really awesome foam chainmail.
Yeah, chainmail.
So that was the excuse. Hey, let's do a live stream where we're building this thing. But it very quickly becomes this, hey, let's do a live stream and hang out with all of our friends. And that's pretty much what this live stream's about.
Okay. Yes, I stare at what I make for a while the gears in my head turn. Sometimes I stop trying to figure out if this is exactly what I want or if it will work or not, even when it's 100% complete. Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that moment where you're just...
Yep. Doing the Ryan Todd thing. Yeah.
Yes! That's exactly his face.
Ryan Todd was the director at Smosh. It is. And a lot for me, I can visualize parts going together up to a point. And then I actually have to physically have it in my hand in order to get like some additional layers put onto it.
There's a lot of times where I'll have something sitting on a dress form for a week.
Okay.
And it may even be completely finished. And it's something, and I'm just, don't know what it is. And then...
Right. Oh!
Yeah.
It needs more dog snot.
Pretty much, right? Toby didn't like it yet. Okay. Artman 2019 wants to know if there's any teasers for this week's video. You talked about that you did a live stream.
I talked about I did a live stream. Teasers, they want to see something probably.
No, at least tell what's in the video coming up.
Oh, I told them before. We're doing the elbows and hands for Mechagodzilla. And I got an elbow pattern to work. I had a number of different people all give me the same idea, structured in different ways. So I got the elbows to work, and then I got the hands built. And the hands are currently drawing from being painted. So.
And they need to be painted more.
They'd be painted more. They'd be finished, but yeah.
Yeah. But elbows and hands.
Elbows, yes. Elbows and hands. Mechagodzilla. What a shock. What am I doing after that? I've had a couple of different thoughts. I'm not 100% sure. But Artman, who's the one asking, right? sent me this awesome pattern for a Mando's helmet, and that is happening in March. I'm not sure if it'll be the
Which
3rd
week?
or it'll be the 10th, but one of those 2 weeks will be a Mando helmet build.
Yay!
My plan was the 3rd, and I think I'm going to stick with that. But at the same time, I'm like, do I want to do an easy week?
How about making a cosplay version of the robot flyers from Robotech anime? I think we were on a robot theme today.
Well, I do a lot of robot
Yeah.
Gundam, and which
You like
is fine.
robots.
I'm totally cool
Yeah.
doing mechs. Which robot flyers? The Valkyries? The Invid? Which flyers? Yeah. Cyclone armor was definitely something we started doing out of cardboard back in the 90s, but it never got anywhere.
Hi, Felicia and Odin. As you both work with
You're an
crafts,
idiot.
Did he knock over the project
Yes,
on
he
him?
did.
I'll get it in a second. But as you both work on crafts and create stuff, do you have any special crafts that you do only in your free time when you want to relax? Is that Legos for you?
Yeah, kinda. I don't think I have any other little... Because it's all related, right? So I've gotten to the point that I craft for a living. So if I'm not shooting my craft, I'm kind of
Wasting it?
wasting my time. Yeah. Kind of. I mean, there is the thing to do for me. You know, Legos probably. Legos are... There's still the occasion that I just kind of play with Photoshop. You know, erase things, move things around. It's photo manipulation, nothing terribly special.
Yeah.
That's usually stuff I do just to entertain me. Like I used to, I don't know where it is now. When Star Trek, the original series, came out on DVD, and it became easy with VLC to do frame grabs, I had a folder full of empty Star Trek sets. Because you get a lockdown camera shot or one where there's just a basic little move.
Is that lineal spaces or sorry, I can't pronounce it right now.
Possibly.
Liminal spaces.
Liminal?
Yeah.
Because nobody's there or what?
Yeah.
Okay, probably.
Background
Oh,
liminal
yeah.
spaces.
Okay.
You have a whole file of those, and I'm just.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Because the actors walk around, it becomes easy to just erase them, and then when you have a little bit left over, it's not hard to clone. That was a lot of fun to do. And for a little while at Play TV, there was the thought that we might use them as a green screen backdrop. Never happened. That's fine.
There you go. Me personally,
Yeah. What do you do?
a lot of random stuff. Mostly, it is I see something I want to make. I can't get it
Yeah.
easier than I can create. Like I get something in my head, and then I want it, and I can't let it go until it's built or done. And I ended up with a bunch of random projects. Nothing in particular. Like I made
many-
Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbes out of muslin and watercolored it so that it looked like the
Oh, nice.
pictures. But sewing. I do a lot of sewing on my free time, mostly because I get something in my head and I
Right.
want to create it. So I can figure out what I need to do in order to make it happen.
And it's kind of your art style?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I don't just sew. I do everything else that I
Right.
can. But that's one of those things that I do for me because... You know, when you get depressed, it's hard to do things just because you'll enjoy them because apparently things don't get enjoyable anymore.
Right.
And when you can find those things that you can enjoy, gotta hold on to those. So,
You do.
yay for crafting. Let's see what people are saying. Do you have, oh yeah. Hey, do either of you have any passion/hobbies outside the cosplay world? Well, I haven't entered the cosplay world. I just dress people for it.
Did we just answer this?
No, this is different.
This is different, right? Yeah.
Any passions outside of cosplay?
Well, Lego, movies,
Build sets and props
build
and
sets, props,
costumes.
build.
And,
Yeah, it all kind of comes back to it's all very similar.
Well, it's video production. That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met as video production. Yeah, definitely.
And creating projects and producing. So
I should be doing an interview with Beyond Geek again, I think Wednesday, for another experiment
nice.
website he's doing. Yeah, so that should be. I mean, that'll go live when it goes live. Go live because it doesn't exist yet. But
Yeah.
I mean, Beyond Geek does, but this project doesn't. So it's not
This
like
is a secret
you'll see
project.
that next Wednesday. This is a secret project. Yeah.
secret project. Anyways, what about the secret project?
Oh, it's just another type of interview, another type of video interview.
Okay.
So
Dan Does Junk is excited
Dan does
to
junk.
see you do the helmet from Artman's pattern. He said it differently, and I
sweet.
read it all out for him, but that's a gist. Charles Phillips is watching this in VR.
Really? We actually have access to a 360 camera. John's got one here.
Oh, really?
I don't know if, as long as it has HDMI out, which may not. I don't know. How do you stream to 360? That would be possible. It might be a slightly better way to watch the dogs be a-holes, and you can admire all the junky shelves here in the shop. So that's a wish list.
Dr. 677 says the dogs are not happy, and he's not being over dramatic at all. Poor doggies. Toby's sitting there chewing his toenails.
And Bruno's knocking over boxes and doing pratfalls.
They're having
a doggone time.
a doggone time. Josh Valles?
Vallejo?
No, Viales.
Okay.
Valles. Hi, I just wanted to thank you. I did your trick with the shoe polish on my staff for Black Mage cosplay from Final Fantasy Tactics, and it looks awesome. You're awesome.
Awesome.
Isn't it amazing how those finishing touches just bring things to life, like just black and
Just
white highlights
white.
and undertones?
And the weird thing with the shoe polish is it's got this little tinge of brown and everything else to it. So you put over the silver spray paint, it totally goes from Halloween toy to, oh, that's metal.
Yeah, organic, natural, rusty.
Yeah,
kind of.
it's really interesting.
The oil color, it's yellowy.
So we'll just backtrack all the way to, thank you, Cosplay Chris, for pointing that out originally from the first place I knew it from. But you're welcome, because that totally works and it's great. And I've got 2 bottles of shoe polish on the shelf over there still.
I feel like that's when things really come alive, is once you start rubbing in the darker tones or the lighter tones, and it just is like, oh, wow.
Pinch myself.
That hurts.
Not doing that to Mechagodzilla, because Mechagodzilla is supposed to be really bright and silver shiny. In fact, the airbrushing detailing we've been doing to it for the movie is too dark. He's pretty much just silver.
Although I think you could blast it out with lighting.
You can blast it out with lighting, and I can always hit it with another layer of silver over
Because
it.
it
and
takes a
it'll go
lot
away.
of grind for it to show up.
Yeah. So it looks a little heavier in person, but it looks fine on camera, and I'm really okay with it. Even though it's wrong, I'm okay with it.
It might be like that in person and not so crazy on camera.
There are some images, black and white photos, where he's been airbrushed, but it was weird because you look at it in film and you can't see it at all. But the black and white photos, he totally has forced shadows that are airbrushed on.
Yeah. We got somebody saying hello. I'm from Iran.
Hello from Iran.
Hello in Iran. Or I'm Iranian.
Oh, well, either way, hello. Awesome.
Odin Makes kiss boots.
Oh, you know?
I've made those before.
So have I. I've helped. Gene Simmons. The Gene Simmons, the Demon Boots from the Destroyer album with the... Because we did a sculpt and a slip cast, and it was one for both boots, and yeah.
We just took skulls, like plastic Halloween skulls, cut those faces open, and then used PVC pipe teeth around the blocks. And then we made silver scales out of vinyl, and the silver never cured until we powdered it and then recovered it.
Oh, you spray painted the vinyl? Oh, wow.
Don't do that.
No. Regular aerosol spray paint will never dry on vinyl. And I'm not being melodramatic specifically when I'm saying that. Literally, whatever it is in the vinyl will never allow the whatever it is in spray paint to set up.
It'll stay tacky.
Forever be tacky, and it'll forever put stuff on stuff.
And the way we fixed that problem is we ended up powdering it to get rid of the tacky, and then giving it a top coat of non-shine, matte finish clear spray paint.
Okay.
That's what we ended up doing, but you have to make mistakes. All right, Toby, all done. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, something happened with...
Someone's in the building. You've heard the beep.
I did not hear the beep, but I heard the door rattled, and so...
Yeah.
Now, so that she and I have talked about a couple times before, if you absolutely have to spray paint vinyl, you've got no choice. You got to spray paint vinyl, we've got the product for you.
Oh, yes. It makes a difference. Although there may still be shedding and there may still be issues, but they will be vastly
better.
Yeah. Which one? Two?
Two. So this happens to be the Duplicolor brand, but it's the vinyl and fabric spray paint. You get this at an auto parts store. It doesn't have to be this brand, but they specifically make spray paints at the auto stores for painting the interiors of older cars. Because I don't know if cars have vinyl seats still, do they?
Yeah, if you don't want leather and you don't want the carpet,
okay.
You can still get vinyl. It's a cheap option.
So it was a way of changing that or changing the dashboard or something. And so this particular paint will dry on vinyl, and it's deliciously toxic, horrible, nasty, perfect spray paint.
It's amazing, and you can spray paint it as a base, and then other spray paint colors that you do want will set on top.
Exactly.
But if you don't have to change the color of your vinyl, just don't.
Just don't.
Just get it in the right color if you can.
Right. I've used this on the 90s Star Wars action figures, specifically Han and Endor trench coat. So you forced the trench coat off the figure, sprayed it black, made Han into the Crow from the movie The Crow, right? Anyway, and then putting the trench coat back on, I was worried about scratching the paint off of the figure's arms or scratching the paint off not at all. Not a single scratch on it. It stretched, it moved, it bonded, it was fine. It didn't scratch. So yeah. If you have to use it, that's what you want.
We figured this one out the hard way multiple times.
Multiple times?
On dinosaurs, chairs, boots, and other such things, because we can't learn our lesson, can we?
Nope. We'll try it again. Maybe it'll be different this time.
Right? You got baby powder? Okay,
It's not going to be different.
Do you plan on making Mechagodzilla's hands shoot the fingers? Maybe not con-friendly, but it would be awesome. Maybe the second set of hands do that, and you can shoot them at Joe. LOL.
Did I bury y'all? There it is. Right, I'm making stunt hands right now. Actually, if you look specifically at the Mechagodzilla, 1974 Mechagodzilla movie, there are definitely multiple sets of hands. Right? Well, let me use that one then. I can use the cool one that Sean gave me.
I was just thinking. I was like, do we still have that other one?
I'm making the stunt hands. The hands I'm making are solid foam because if I'm wearing a costume with limited mobility and I got hands that are longer than my hands, I don't want to make contact with somebody and hurt them. So mine are just foam. But I am not against making potentially making a second set of hands or even a single hand that has basically Nerf powered, pneumatic powered fingertips that pop out. And I thought doing it maybe like a cork gun where it's actually attached to a little string. So it's going to go, boop, 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 they hang, right? Because it'd be funny. And I wouldn't lose them.
But that's a lot of more steps.
That's a lot more steps. It's a whole other hand. And you know what? I got a pair of hands that are done.
A pair of hands done beats a great functioning pair of hands that just aren't.
Right. A bird in the bush.
Yeah, right? There you go. So, Lord Master Starscream, I have a question. Do you think it would be easy, to make a Mechagodzilla suit out of cardboard, or no? It's possible, but...
Oh, it's fully possible. You can find pictures of people who've done it online. Easy?
How easy was this with foam, and would it transfer easier or harder into a cardstock or...
This particular one, we're pointing at the suits, right? It's
right here
there.
where you guys can't see, like right where you guys are standing, honestly. It's our audience.
It's a little too organic. The suit, even when you look at it in the movie, looks like it's a wetsuit. And so...
Camera 3?
Yeah, camera 3, since I'm done making it move.
So this is our audience staring at us.
This is our audience staring at us right now. Because if you got multiple, things in a shop, you're going to want to play with it. So you put the wrong head on the wrong suit because it's fun. I don't think this rounded Mechagodzilla would be as easy to do as, say, the Ready Player One Godzilla or Mechagodzilla, or I'm on the second one.
Wow, I was like, anyway, sorry.
But it's totally doable. You could totally do it. Yeah.
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 if it's access to the materials you have, it's
Right.
not the worst material you could possibly use.
No.
There are its setbacks and it's just technical limitations, but it also has its own benefits and
Yeah.
different glues and things that you can use and paints and so.
Right. It's probably faster to work with.
It's not impossible. It's not
No.
the end of the world, and if you want to try for it, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yes.
I had a friend who swore by hot glue and foam core. So
Yeah, because you can also do, like, after you build your pieces, you can always paper mache kind of a finish, and you
Right.
can sand paper.
yeah,
Paper does sand nicely.
a bit nicer than foam does.
Yeah, so easy, no, but possible, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Was it easy in foam? No.
No, it's really
Was
not.
it possible? Yes. So, hey, you called it.
Yep. What? It's 2:00.
Yes, I know, but you were talking about Daft Punk.
Oh, they finally talked about that foam. Oh, okay. Yep, said they would.
Yeah. Ad Vixen.
Ad Vixen.
OMG, in honor of Daft Punk, you gotta do the helmet by 2023 from the 30th anniversary. Felicia makes the coat in the desert. Rest in peace, you rock.
The coat in the desert. Okay, so you want right?
The look, the complete look.
Of course. Well, I suppose if we do the Guy helmet, no, which one's which? Guy is the silver one, right? I think I said that. I was looking at the Wikipedia to make sure, and I think
Don't count on me because
Yeah,
I will
anyway.
have it wrong, especially
So-
when you ask me in front of.
between the two, I would actually be more tempted and interested in making the silver helmet. I think that's a more interesting helmet and it's a far more challenging one. William Shakespeare did the gold helmet and did a really good job with it. And he did this big vacuum form plate for it that he dyed. And yeah.
But I don't have a vacuum form machine. Anyways, yeah.
Well, we can make one. I say that, but you know.
That's also one of those things that I haven't really played with because
Right.
it's just access
I
and
think
knowledge and.
Right. I think I talked about it before. I had
Yeah.
like a 60s, like a home one or like a sign maker's one. Because the idea with the one that I had, you make those dimensional signs where you lay your letter cutouts over it and you vacuum form the plastic and pull it off, and now you can just paint the raised letters. It was pretty much a machine made to do that, and we were making all sorts of stuff with it. And then, of course, you loan it to a friend because you want to be nice, and amazingly, you never see the friend again. It's like, you didn't just want to... Actually, I knew the guy for a long time beforehand, so that's just...
Yeah.
Life happened, and vacuum form machine didn't come back.
Okay. Well, I don't have one in the first place, so there's
There
that. Janice User wants to know what your t-shirt is in reference to.
My t-shirt is in reference to a 1977 animated movie called Wizards. And this is one of the characters. He's a bounty hunter bounty hunter robot that went out from the villain at the beginning of the film, tried to fulfill his mission, broke. The good guys then reworked it, much like IG-11, and then he finished out the movie as kind of a good guy.
Hero arc.
Hero arc.
Reprogramming.
But the story isn't about him. But he's the fun one. It's the two brother wizards, and it's a Ralph Bakshi film. So he did the animated Lord of the Rings, and it uses a lot of the same idea. Lord of the Rings, he used a lot of World War II footage to be the armies, and then hand drew over it. Not quite so much in Wizards. In Wizards, he uses the footage, but uses it as the footage, and the evil wizard is created because it takes place way in the future when stuff has come back around again, right? So now it's magic and wizards in the year 86,432 or whatever it is.
Sort of like Disenchanted set in Futurama's future.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, and he finds the copies of the World War II films, and so he projects them into the sky over the elves' heads, puts them all into shock, so the orcs can come through and slaughter the elves. You know, movie stuff.
Average storyline, right?
Yeah, right. Totally not a kid's film.
How long on average do you think costumes and props made out of the kind of foam that you use will last? Doesn't foam break down pretty easily? I can answer this, but
You go right
I want to
ahead.
hear your answer.
My answer. Foam does not break down pretty easily. Foam can tear. Foam can wrinkle.
Can flake paint.
Can flake paint. Now, if you're using the foam from couch foam, right, that poly foam, that can actually break down from UV. But if it's painted or covered, it's fine. Wear is what breaks it down. It's not just time. It's not just going to disintegrate unless you throw it in a car. Heat will disintegrate it. How long will it last? A while. I've had. There's stuff that I've had that I've either taken to cons or taken to Rocky Horror Picture Show performances and has lasted way longer than I thought it would. So it'll last. You might have to do some repairs here and there, but
And also the materials do make a difference.
yes, quality material makes a difference.
So the fun foam's gonna last. Working at a costume shop, a lot of the costumes, one of our is it going to survive rentals is we throw it on the ground.
Yeah,
is it gonna
awesome.
survive being thrown into a box? And if it does, we know.
Yeah. But all the
Latex
care-
and foam rubber, like the foam covered in latex, breaks down.
Yep.
That is not going to last. It will get disintegrate, it'll get hard, it'll start falling apart.
It's because latex is organic.
Yes.
And it dries out. Yep.
Yes, and it's repairable. You can paint new latex on top, but it is just, I've seen so many great masks just crumbling at their joints. Where this material, this is fine. It's going to take the use and abuse. You're going to get wrinkles. You're going to get chip paints. You're going to get maybe tears depending on how well you structured things. But overall, it's not it's not a bad material to build it out of. It's a fairly resilient material, so it's worth it.
Totally worth it. If you want to see what happens with old latex and crumbling, there's actually some behind the scenes with the Salacious Crumb puppet from Return of the Jedi. He's the little spider monkey or whatever they call it. That's what he calls it.
Is it the thing that hangs out with Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah.
In his little...
Yeah.
In his...
It's
I
the
like
thing
that.
that chews out 3PO's eye.
Yeah.
It's not Spider Monkey. He's got a different name. But anyway, the original prop they brought out for the re-release when they needed to do, and he was just crumbling because he was 30 years old in latex. So
Where's...
that's only 20.
It's over there. I was going to say that helmet probably won't last because you have the latex jowls.
Right. Correct.
That
The
one will
Lando helmet probably won't. And the face hugger probably won't
Yeah.
because he's latex. Now, he doesn't move a whole lot, but he is sitting
Directly under light.
Sitting under LED light, which I don't know what the UV content of that light is.
But in general, sunshine eats rubber.
Yep. UV breaks down.
Paint colors fade.
Yeah.
Cotton will fade. So sunshine is not your friend.
Well, it is, but it's 2:05, and we're going to be starting to be going. So, hey, it's 2:00, and we need to sign off. So it's 2:05, and we need to start thinking about it.
Honestly, if you can at least finish that,
Okay,
then we'll have
3 out of 4,
3 out of 4.
and that's not bad.
No, not at all. Because then that means next week we just have to attach the straps to the clamshell,
Sure.
and then we have something we can actually lace and put together.
Okay.
Like this thing's almost there.
Sweet.
I keep saying that.
Yeah, we keep saying that.
Maybe you should just finish the lacing. We'll see how fast you can do that.
Depends on how distracted I get with things to come up. So what's the picture of this different sizes of foam on the Discord there?
Okay, so
So on the Discord, there's a picture of multiple sizes of foam.
I was kind of eavesdropping, but not really paying attention. Oh yeah, Gunmar was saying, I really wish I would get glue like a barge in Germany. You never know how something similar works, like Paytex.
Gotcha.
Paytex should be fine. Paytex smells better. Glue smells are important, right?
Right, absolutely, especially when you're using them.
And-
Brazen and Bold is out of Germany, so quickly go look at them and see. They do a lot of casting. They do a lot of sculpting and casting and urethane casting, but Brazen and Bold does do other stuff.
Yeah.
So I would ask them.
And Gunmar says, never thought it could be so difficult to get 2mm foam in Germany. Earliest delivery end of March from China. Isn't China closer technically and doesn't have to cross an ocean?
Well, yes. Technically, I don't know. I think China's closer to us, than it is to Germany.
Yeah, we
It's
are
just
on
the
the
other way
coast.
around.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
you have to cross an ocean.
Yeah, but you have to cross an ocean.
They
But
have like the street.
They have this whole like spice trail, spice trade
silk
route.
routes and things.
Silk routes, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's why it's probably
Only from
looking
China? Wow, that's weird. Yeah, you can't get it from
other European countries nearby.
Amazon or anything like that.
But Nah. Like, I can imagine just, I didn't use foam until I started stealing it from you.
Right. And I didn't really start using EVA foam until, right around the time I started really working at Smosh.
Yeah, because
prior to that, I was camping mats and polyfoams what I was using. Yeah,
I was using yoga mats.
Yeah.
I was trying to do breakdancing and stuff with the yoga mats on the shoulders, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so it's a great material.
Yeah, totally.
But if you can't get it.
Right.
Cardboard, vinyl. There's lots of other things that aren't quite as easy.
Right.
But it's not the end of the world. Okay. They're saying, just keep going, Odin. Odin with a hammer. It's getting more and more common. Should I be worried? Womp womp.
Womp,
now we
womp,
see
womp.
where Thor, his son, gets it from.
That's right. Hi, Thor. How hangeth thy hammer?
I just watched that movie, and they did call it the Rainbow Bridge.
They did in the movie?
They did.
God, I thought so.
Yes, because I was like, they called it. I knew it was the Rainbow Bridge.
Okay.
And
Well, it is. It's in mythology. It's called the Rainbow Bridge.
And then they called it the Rosenberg Bridge or whatever afterward. But they did call it the Rainbow Bridge.
Good.
So, you know.
That whole comment came up because I said it when building Heimdall's Bifrost sword, and I called it, calling the Rainbow Bridge, and the comments was ragging on me about it, which made me think they didn't talk about it in the movie. It's like, it's called the Rainbow Bridge.
I always thought it was the Rainbow Bridge, so I didn't know it wasn't. And then I saw it, and it is.
You see a rainbow in the sky, it's like, oh, they're going to Valhalla, obviously.
Yes. Well, Odin would know about the Rainbow Bridge.
You think?
Oh yeah, Seal Dog, did you just say you were breakdancing? Yes, I went through a phase, and yes, I do breakdance.
I just break when I dance.
Computer and Technology says, hey Odin, I watch all the videos and very amazing.
Sweet, thank you, Computer and Technology.
Danda's Junk is laughing.
Right on. Hopefully that's with and not at. Remember, laughing is okay. Laughing and pointing.
Computer and Technology says, I love Kiss Odin. So.
Oh. Sweet.
By Odin's beard. Wait, but by Odin's shave.
Yes, this Odin's clean shaven. And instead of having one good eye, I've got two bad eyes.
Have you watched Willy's Wonderland by now? And
I have not. You sent me the link, and I haven't. I haven't sat down to commit to watch that, which is really sad because I was really, and still am, quite interested in seeing it. It just hasn't happened.
Time.
Well, there's that, and I am, even though I could hook up a VPN, I am hesitant to watch anything here at the studio that isn't legitimate because that would be an IP address coming from a business about media, and that would be bad. So I kind of, I haven't spent, I haven't taken the time.
So. They're talking about different places that you.
They can find foam.
Yeah, in Germany.
Well, it's England, but Polyprops. .uk.co or .co.uk or whatever.
They're saying cosplayshop.be.
Yeah, there you go.
A Quakian monkey lizard is the name of Jabba's pet.
Monkey lizard, that's
monkey
it.
Lizard.
Monkey lizard.
I like the name monkey lizard.
Yeah, they're definitely monkey lizards. A Quakian. Okay, thank you. Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, and so that was all deteriorated latex.
Yeah, well, his whole neck was, falling apart.
It's not going to survive, but it's great as a sculpting material and in the moment and making a film happen.
Right, and getting it done, and yes, rapid, cheap. That's foam. That's film. That's foam too, but that's film.
Seal Dog says, sounds like you need a NordVPN sponsorship.
Again, Surfshark, NordVPN.
Sponsorships.
Sponsorships.
All hail the algorithm,
So
right?
I'll plug them for free, even though I'm not going to be doing a sponsorship with them. Opera, as a web browser, wanted to do a sponsorship with me, and they have a built-in VPN. They're building themselves as a gaming website. Here I'm doing the whole thing, but not going to do the sponsorship with them because they require all other YouTube ads to be turned off. And it's like, well, guys, you're not...
Well, are you going to make up enough
Yeah, you're not paying me enough to compensate for never making any kind of residual off of YouTube. You need to upfront that if that's what you want.
Right.
And that's actually what I told them in the comments for why I declined the offer. It's like you're not offering enough. You're not offering enough to, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a reasonable deal
No,
for
it's
this
not a reasonable deal.
situation. Yeah. You gotta eat.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's saying that Taiji Supplies
Yeah.
co.uk is good for foam, and check out
Yeah, it takes.
Kanumi Cosplay as she links for foam closer to you.
Yes, yeah, Kamui Cosplay does as well, and Teagues, I think is how they pronounce it. Teagues are the group that gave me the really cool new paint, the Flex paint.
Okay.
That I keep doing Mechagodzilla since I received the paint, so I'm committed to a paint style. But yeah, they actually sell foam as well, and then I'm sure Kamui's got some good links. I've met Brazen and Bolt, so they're the easy one for me to remember.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to meet Kamui. I just haven't.
And Vixen says, I don't think you know how to get a paid promotion, dude.
No, I don't know how to get one. I'm pretty passive. I let them come to me. But that particular paid promotion was not a good one at all.
Yeah, but all the things you have to know on top of just making props, making videos,
Yeah.
making money.
Right. Yeah.
I wanted to start making something cosplay. What would be a good beginner build? That's from Polish Milk. Polish Milk.
Polish milk. Well, we something we said before, and I'm going to stand by it, is what's a good place to start? Something you're actually interested in, something that actually has a small bit of passion for you, because there's a certain amount of pushing yourself to actually make it finished.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be finished, camera ready. Everyone believes it's real finished. It has to be finished for you. And there's finished and there's abandoned. And in order for you to get it to your level of finished, you're going to need something you're actually passionate about. Aside from that, don't be afraid or ashamed to just do kits. There's nothing wrong if you can find a pre-made pattern that tells you exactly...
Kits, tutorials,
because the act of doing is riding a bike, and you're going to be able to relate what you're doing to something else. So any of Evil Ted's beginner patterns, any of Punish Prop's beginner patterns, I wouldn't call my patterns beginner because I don't put that much detail into the pattern.
Yeah, you actually have to know what you're doing in order to use them.
Kind of. One of the reasons my patterns are free is because they're not fully polished, and you kind of need to watch the video for the pattern to make sense. Hence, I get paid by getting reviews.
You don't have to do as much work.
Not do as much work, yeah. SKS Props also does some really good patterns, and some of his are free and some aren't.
Also, if there's a technique you want to get more into, like I want to knit, so let me do Doctor Who's scarf.
Exactly.
Like picking a prop with a skill that you want to figure out. Doesn't hurt. I want to 3D print something. So
right.
What do you want to play with?
There's a huge learning curve.
I haven't.
Yeah.
We're working on that one.
Right, yeah. I've got a couple of patrons helping me with that.
But something you're passionate about.
Right.
And try something new.
Right.
And don't be afraid to jump off the deep end, because sometimes you get it way over your head, but you end up with something that you would have never,
Right.
Worth it.
And for me, sometimes little isn't always the right answer, because there's certain little things that can come super intricate.
And giant things aren't always hard because they're super... Anyways.
Right. But there's usually a smaller cost of commitment to doing a smaller item.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to spend way more making Mechagodzilla than I did on...
Yeah, let's not
like
start
the
with
Leviathan
Mechagodzilla.
axe. The Leviathan axe is going to perform way better than Mechagodzilla.
Well, it's a prop versus a costume.
True.
A piece versus a...
Versus everything, but it's size,
Yeah, scale.
Scale.
So we are 20 minutes into saying goodbye, but
Sweet.
we got all the grommets on this side. Do you want to do this side, or are you ready to call it?
Well, it's been an hour and a half or so. It takes about half an hour, I think, ish, for me to do a side. So if we do it, we're going to get closer to 3 o'clock. And do you have any commitments today? Sometimes you do.
I think...
Because we can, but I think it's probably better to not.
Okay, let's save that for next week then.
Okay.
But we're almost there.
We're almost there.
We'll be able to actually lace it up next week.
Right, and we went through marking it. You punched all the holes. I got a method for being able to put the eyelets on that didn't destroy them.
Right, that's...
Yeah, so it turns out just the pieces, belch, just the pieces that come in the package is not good enough. I actually had to take a whole nother setter that would spread the end of the eyelet. So what I'm doing is...
Which one? Camera 2?
2. So what I'm doing is we've got the anvil piece, right? So it looks like a little rare earth magnets. Then with the fabric that's currently visible, we got the eyelet that sits down on top of it. Now, if I was just to use the tools that it came with, you would take the hammer part and set that on there and smack it, and it's supposed to make the upper end flower out and create this Oreo cookie sandwich around where the material is. This doesn't do that. It just mashes it because the two ends, I'm going to drop it on the floor there, because the little cone end of this way, the little cone end of this is the same diameter as the eyelet. So I've been using this guy, which just fits inside. I hit that first, forces the end of the eyelet to open up a little bit, and then I come back with the other piece, and it actually flowers out the way it's supposed to. And it's been going really, really well. I've only had 1 or 2 that fail out of the 40 some odd that I put on. So that's my handy tip today. Let's get off the...
Yay! Grommets, well, eyelets.
Grommets, eyelets, hammers, anvils.
Eyelet technology.
Eyelet technology.
Yes, right tools make a difference.
It does. Even if these aren't the right, they kind
Wrong
of
tools make a difference.
Wrong tools make a difference.
So,
What do you say?
Polish Milk says, thank you for the advice, much appreciated.
You bet, Polish milk.
Computer and technology. Odin, I asked your question, your favorite movie company, Marvel, which one?
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that 100% means, but...
So what were the exact words written again?
It says, Odin, I ask your question, your favorite movie company, Marvel, which one?
Okay, so we're going to be picking between what? Universal... Who was Marvel with prior to DC?
I was going to say,
Prior to
technically,
Disney.
if it's Marvel...
It's always been Disney, right? Hasn't the MCU always been Disney?
I don't know.
I don't remember
Did
that
Fox
now.
own it?
No, Fox had their own thing that was separate.
Yeah.
So there's a Fox Marvel, there's a Sony Marvel, there's a Universal Marvel, because Marvel at one point was under such money problems.
And Spider-Man was owned by somebody completely different, so that's why he wasn't allowed in the movies at first.
Right, well, Sony owned it because Marvel sold the rights to Sony because Marvel was strapped for cash and they started selling movie rights. And that's why it got so fractured.
But I love what we have. You know.
I love what we have, and
I'm
I love
enjoying
that for the
WandaVision.
most part. Oh, yeah. I love that for the most part, Sony and Disney are getting along now and playing nice, even though sometimes they have temper tantrums. So which one's my favorite? It's probably Disney. Probably Disney. I'm totally happy with how they're putting their stuff together. I'm totally happy with the connected universe and how well they're weaving the stories together without it being super reliant on each other. It is, but it isn't. And so I think they're doing a really good job.
Yes. Just a big shout out from LM Letier to you, Odin and Felicia, for the amazing videos. Just like I'm back at my dad's workshop back in the day, just experimenting around. Yeah.
Sweet.
Goofing off, right?
Right.
Crafting.
Definitely an intent with the stream is to be just hanging out in the shop and crafting. I'm willing to bet a good portion of you are working on your own project while we're...
Or avoiding working on your own project.
Or avoid working on your own project, or just avoiding work. While we're sitting here talking to you. So yeah, thank you.
Yes. Then we have Dan Does Junk. I actually have an unfinished guitar build that's been waiting for 4 years, LOL.
Wow.
And D-Rock Payne says, Dan, I feel ya. Looks too. Finished pile.
Look at my finished pile and admire how it is empty.
And Dentleaf P, Thor's hammer is waiting on my shelf for 2 years. So you guys understand.
You totally understand, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And there's so many more Mjolnirs I could make, because you got the God of War one, and you've got, just...
DJ Stumpy says, my first cosplay was a simple red dwarf uniform with a
Nice.
space monk's head. Then I moved on to the Man Plus suit, which was modified Robocop paprika file. So
Okay.
yay.
Nice.
Just do it.
Right, just do it. My first it was Halloween. So cosplay Halloween, well, it depends on the level you take it. You know, it's either the
Honestly,
Chewbacca suit
it's the
or
party. Are you going to have a good time at the party?
Yeah,
It
there you go.
doesn't really matter what your whole outfit looks like. Did you have a good time?
There you go. And I would certainly say that sums up going to a con. It is effectively going to a party.
Yeah. No, you can have a great prop. It can fall apart on you, but you can have a great time.
Yep.
I don't know. Just it's a costume. You have fun in it.
You could have a chintzy, cheap prop, but if it's funny and it's effective and people like it, it's a good prop.
Right?
It doesn't matter if it's made out of, crinkled paper and pipe cleaners. Who cares? If you know what it is.
Yes. Computer and Technology says, Odin, I'm not good. Speak English. Excuse me. We are not making fun of you. I just was trying to get...
Totally not making fun of you. I apologize if it came off that way. I just wanted to make sure I heard correctly. I don't ever want to make fun of anybody who is trying to speak the only language I know.
And I'm just saying it the way I'm reading it to make sure that I'm getting the right message. Because sometimes I just read things out. But anyways.
Right, yeah, because...
So, thank you for commenting.
I've tried to learn a second language, and I failed at it. So anybody who succeeded at it, never want to diminish that. That is impressive, and thank you for watching.
Yes.
And English is not a good language to learn. Coming from English, all the other languages are supposedly easier to learn. Learning English from another language that actually has rules that stick and stay. When you go to English, is it Tuesday? Well, then you do this.
I before E, except after C, or
Unless I'm
sounding in as A, is neighbor away, and every other time you see I and E together, it's never right.
Right.
Anyways, so.
Can't spell.
Rules. It's only when it's convenient, right?
Yeah, rules are when it's convenient with English.
Yeah, no, it's what
rules are there to make you hate high school, and then when you get in the real world, they're kind of thrown away.
Anyways, Deathleaf P.
Deathleaf P. Yeah.
I'm totally ruining his name. He says next Halloween is coming. Time to start making something. You're right, Felicia.
Yeah.
We're in February.
We're in February. We only have 8 months.
June, July, August. August is when I really start going full in costume.
For
like if
Halloween, right?
Yeah, like if you really are going and having plans, August is when people would come into the shop and we'd get their stuff.
Okay.
If you're going renting a costume, that's when we really. August is like the creme de la creme time to get the best stuff.
Sure.
Right before everybody's thinking of it. But build wise, you can start that now.
Yeah, totally can build that now.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you guys going to be for Halloween?
Mega Godzilla will probably be done by Halloween. No, he'll be done by Halloween.
Oh, Bruno's trying to get up on the desk.
Well, it's Bruno's like, dude, it's 2:30. Sign off already.
Right?
I want to go do something else.
So, I think it's...
I started the other side.
You started the other side?
I'm not going to finish the other side, don't you?
Okay. But I will let him come up here and bug us. Please.
So, I would like to honestly say that with our 2.5 hour, 2 hour live stream, with the first 5 minutes being private and not, or unlisted and not a public stream. So sorry about that, guys. But hey, it's still connected to this, so you can back up and see it if you really want to watch it.
Or if you're not even watching it on today and you're watching it like next week.
Yeah, maybe you're not even watching it today. You're
and
watching
it was a non-issue.
You're watching it on your today and not our today. Thank you guys very much for spending your time with us, for your questions, for your comments, for your ridicule. I appreciate all of it. How about you?
No, I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with
Thank
us.
you for hanging out with us, definitely. And to all my friends in the Patreon stream, I will get one put together. I'm pretty sure this week is not the week, but it'll happen again. So definitely, and I'm pretty sure the next one's going to be a Lego build. I think is that kind of good enough? Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's ready to say adios.
Adios.
But you have to click the buttons.
I gotta click the buttons. So see you right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back next Monday, noon our time. Translate to wherever you're at. And we will run until 2:15, 2:30, somewhere in that area. And continue with getting the Witcher build done as much as we can. We might actually be lacing this up on the body form next week and actually get to start seeing it built and not floppy pieces on the table.
Right?
Right. So thank you guys very much. Mecha Godzilla Arms will be up this Wednesday. And yeah.
Yay for patterning.
Yay for patterning, exactly. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Because I don't know what else to say.
Adios.
Adios. Oh, there's the button. Alrighty, there we go. Say bye to Bruno's butt. Bye, Bruno butt. End stream.
You ready?